lie, but we know about this and we just swap lanes.
Absolutely. Now, people are not banning this Earth Spirit against you guys. They should probably have a little bit more respect for it. How do you feel about that? Are you happy or feel like people are going to start catching on about this Earth Spirit thing?
I think Earth Spirit is good. One problem, we lose our game with Earth Spirit. We have 0 win rate with Earth Spirit, one game. It is good hero with for Atlantic, but Pack better. They ban Pack, they ban Storm, they fear him, and they can't ban all heroes. I think we be happy if we pick Storm, you know. But Earth Spirit good too.
Still Spirit, still fine. All right, final question for you. So I did some research on you, and I noticed that you hardly ever buy Magic Stick when playing with Synderen. Can you explain why?
Because it is 10 years ago.
Okay. It was a 10-year-old game, but yeah.
He just no buy stick, no mana all time, and I and L1ga dance flame him non-stop because he don't buy stick. And we say this Yabzor go with us and hate him. Right. After he buy stick, Yabzor like this, you know?
Absolutely. Well, I certainly hate him too. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say in this game. See if we'll finally buy that stick from a decade ago.
Oh my God! What a throwback!
Can you enlighten us? What what he was talking about?
Okay, like he was saying, this is a 10-year-old thing. Let's kill 1J first. All right, here we go.
Good.
So good start here for 33. All right, so just to get this out of the way. It became like an internal joke between me and No Fear many years ago because we played a couple of games where I didn't buy Magic Stick or whatever, and he was like, "Why are you not buying Stick? It's a big mistake." And then whenever we would meet on LAN, he would always walk up to me and just be like, "Cinderella buy Stick." It was just a running joke while we were playing back then. So
Cinderella buy Stick.
All right,
that's great.
Things have changed in the last 10 years.
Okay.
So now neither of us is competing anymore, but. We're still getting our Dota fix in different ways. He's obviously coaching Liga, and I'm here telling old stories. So there we go. Good start for 33, though, as we focus a little bit on the game here. He's got the Death Toll facet, which he always was taking at TI, and getting the first blood on Visage is even better. So getting that bonus gold from the Soul Assumption plus the first blood bounty will give him a very nice head start on the Familiar.
And then, of course, in the mid, it's the old classic melee heroes. Pango getting played. Xantic going up against him with this Earth Spirit. He did say that they're going to do the old swap-a-roo on the lane shenanigans. So you got Bristle up there on the bottom side, and then they're putting AVULUS up top. Not sure exactly what fully he was mentioning, but they are just going to be able to pull this wave back, and it seems like they're going to have an okay time.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Decent damage here onto 33. Blood Grenade, one more hit would do it.
Oh, but a Blood Grenade turnaround instead, and then it's going to be a solo kill, essentially, coming out the other way as they do manage to take down 33. Although it was the Blood Grenade that killed him and not the Acid Spray, so he didn't get the bonus gold.
Yeah, I think every time you trade kills as Visage, you're pretty happy.
That's fair.
It's
even
good,
if it's yourself?
good enough. Like, he just needs... If he gets a couple more trades, as long as he has TP to return to lane, and he could get his level 6 and then have already potentially a drum at that point, it sets up for a very nice game here for 33. So, see, despite dying there, he's still top net worth in the game, of course, with the kill bounties, and he's got a pretty decent wave coming his way into the tower as well, so should be getting some nice additional gold on top of that. Now, to talk about the lane swap, I'm not quite sure what he was referencing, because I think the obvious way for Liga to put their lanes here is AVULUS safe lane with the support of the Willow, and then putting Clock with Bristle. But maybe what they were originally planning was to play Clock with the AVULUS. So playing the Clock 5 and then putting Bristle together with Willow bot, but they felt like because of the Enchantress they have to move things around because this matchup's too bad for Willow. Maybe that's the idea. Seems to be the case. Otherwise, I don't know what he means about the lane swap, because the rest, I mean, the Bristle was definitely meant to be offlane and AVULUS safe, right? So
it did just seem a little bit interesting there. But yeah, that does make sense that there'd be a certain bit of a switch up in that regard. And then I guess the other thing to kind of keep our eyes on is going to be when these rotations do come out. You know, are they going to try and put early emphasis on shutting down that Alchemist? Both of these carries, it feels like, want to just eventually head back to the jungle and sort of be left to their own devices. Already heading over there, as a matter of fact, it's Chrysalis that just drops down Acid Spray and then heads back back into the lane.
Got a double stack there, and a lot of the time this is a natural movement for the Alk to do. If you've pushed out the wave and you can't go and contest the next one, it's way better to just take safe farm in the jungle that is stacked up. Okay, very aggressive movement here from the side of Tundra, Soxa, and 33 getting in there, recognizing there's very few resources on the Alk, but they're not going to overextend. Well, they might still go for a round
Meanwhile,
two.
Shad, 5 stacks up on him. Good damage out. It is going to be enough still to get a kill on the Panto. Whitemon lives through it all, as does Toby, who's actually taking a beating, only 1 point up in the bristleback, as Soxa forced all the way finally out of the lane.
Damn, that was some serious trading of resources in the top lane. I think that was 3 soul assumptions from 33. Now, he does have a healing salve, which the same cannot be said for the Alk, so...
Did that not hit? Salve did not break. So back up to full HP. 1J is fine. Chrysalis does take some damage, but they killed off the Marcy, and fancy footwork through the brambles. Although no, he gets caught though. And more damage. Doesn't have to be careful about that soul assumption. Should throw that back out onto Chrysalis, and yeah, he is taking a big beating.
This is still quite solid from the side of the safe lane of Liga. The Visage with First Blood plus the Soxa Marcy, this is generally a very fearsome lane to be up against, but they're staying afloat and effectively winning this top lane quite handily. Unfortunately for them, the other lane's not doing so hot on the side of Liga. Tundra with a good head start in the mid lane with the Pango with a huge advantage against the Xantic. 38-9 against 28-2 gives him a big lead, and Panto will run into Whitemon here for another kill.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah, Toby is well behind the Lunas of Shad as well.
Right. Yeah, that's a little bit of a rough one for that Bristle. I mean, I will say that 33 being able to keep this wave back under here and sort of get pretty freely to level 6 is going to be a nice pickup for him.
Yeah.
Maybe then you can start putting some extra pressure onto Chrysalis, see if you can shut down this Alk a little bit. Mid lane.
But I think that's where Alchemist is an interesting matchup against the Visage, is when you do manage to float the lane and do fine now, he's going to get level 6 in time, and now he has choices, right? Do you want to lane or do you want to go jungle? You don't have to face Visage's pressure head on necessarily. Decent damage from it. Xantic. Oh, the Bramble's going to miss. If that connected on mid one, that would have been a kill, but now he gets to disengage with the ult.
Although,
never mind, he's too slow.
The battery assault doesn't come out. I mean, he did get it interrupted a couple of times previously, but this will turn into at least a kill for 33. It's the soul assumption goes out in time. But yeah, a big kill taking down that Pango.
I was surprised they reached him. I genuinely really thought that mid one was out of there, but he's playing. Oh, he's playing without boots. That's why. So he didn't have the move. Clock could flat out catch up to him. Just raw move speed advantage. Was able to get on him with the battery assault. And yeah, it's a nice kill. Now the turnaround play from 33 to instantly TP in summon familiars and then get the kill back his way makes it kind of even, again, because of the death toll facet. Shad out of range, now connecting. Oh, there's the wave.
And not going to be able to do it. Toby backs away from that one. And now up top, Chrysalis getting pummeled. Oh, it doesn't quite come off cooldown, the soul assumption for him to throw another one, and that keeps him alive just barely. As Toby moves in and tries to find the finish onto Whitemon, they will manage to bring him down. So a very back and forth type of game here at the beginning.
It feels so weird to look at a hero that has Ring of Health. I feel like I'm back in time, like a year and a half. But the Bristle running Ring of Health here.
It's like gotten nerfed so much over the years, it feels like.
Yeah, Bracer got way buffed, right? So it was just a no-brainer to not buy this item, but we're seeing it crawl back in here. Top tower. Major pressure applied by the Visage. Let's see what Liga want to do about this. There's even an Ench flank coming in with the creep. Missing the stomp.
Connect. That clap, Chrysalis, the birds are right on top of him. Toby too. And now rooted on Whitemon, trying to get out of there. They also have the Clockwork moving forward onto mid one. Still no boots. He's switching them into his inventory, and now finally manages to get his way out. Soxa Can go for the dispose and the walk away if he wants to. Hanging on to rebound. Waits for them to step all the way forward, and now the turnaround comes. Mid one, good damage out. They're stuck in a horrible position. Mid one is doing a massive amount of damage with that roll. Now, in the end, maybe a chance to step forward. L1ga wanting to get some retribution in this one. A big stun, Bird dead in 33. If they can get that kill, it'd be big for them too, but it's not going to happen. So in the end, Luna, Marcy, Pango for Bristle and the Willow, along with Clock. It's a kind of nice win there for L1ga.
Yeah, I think they should be pretty happy with this. Alchemist being the biggest winner of that fight, accelerating, getting this faster Radiance, and especially the hero matchup of Alk against Luna on paper should be really good for Alk, because what Luna is largely a spread damage carry, right?
Yeah.
And you have this really beefy single target hero that Luna can't necessarily deal with, especially when he has an item advantage. So the fact that this trade happened, Chrysalis survived and Shad didn't, I think Tundra might run into a little bit of problems dealing with this Alk with single target damage. Visage is okay for a while, but you ultimately overpower it with Alk a lot. And the Pango, once again, was also involved and got killed there on mid one. So Chrysalis's advantage is starting to look more and more healthy.
Well, and even if you do manage to bring down that Alk, while Toby is not the most fearsome of heroes at this point right now, it sort of ends up being a similar situation later for him, right? Where you do have just, a lot of damage need to be piled in single target to deal with this hero. Also, it looks like he's queuing up a Crimson Guard right now, and this is one of the more valuable Crimson games I've seen in a while. Pango, Visage, Luna, you got Marcy even. It'd be really nice.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Crimson is just a must-buy for the Dire in this game. But you're right, the Marcy is a little bit of an X factor when it comes to the single target damage, so... Oh, Chrysalis.
Well, I don't know if it's going to matter in this one, as... Oh, didn't quite get the catch. There's no Roach there to deny you. So they managed to bring her down.
Sox obviously realized there was a ward there with how Chrysalis moved, so he gets the D ward, but dies for it. Now,
no mana? No mana? Oh,
nice hook save.
Ponto, nicely done.
Big save.
Was really needed.
Yeah, curious to see Toby here. Now, he finishes the Soul Ring, and as you said, going at the very least for the Vanguard, but he is queuing up the Shard before Crimson. Don't know if he's going to follow this path or deviate from it, but yeah, his net worth is definitely not looking too healthy with only the 50 CS min at 12. Are there any stacks? There are, but probably going to the Alk, if I had to guess.
I'm curious real quickly, also, I wanted to bring this up and what you thought about it. The Diffusal Blade Pango, I feel like, am I just crazy that I'm not remembering that, or is that people, like, still picking that up pretty consistently?
I think it's the more common build now.
Okay.
But it's relatively recent that this has come back as the build. We saw it earlier, I believe today even. It was bought as well.
Yeah.
And I think some of the matchups for Pango here, Mana Burning against Bristle and against Alk is really nice.
Oh. Cogs not used yet. They're trying to bring him down. Toby still staying alive somehow. They managed to kill off the Marcy. Mid one trying to run away, but
nice.
What?
Clutch illusion usage.
The illusion rune dodge. Can't do it 2 times though, so while it looks cool, does it give him enough to get out of here? It's I mean, mid one's doing a lot of work, team. Is anybody there to help me? Hello?
All right, I'll tell you, he could not have done more.
Yeah.
Okay, this is basically, it's like you die, and after this happened, you can rest assured, all right, there was no way I was surviving, because that was literally the best positive sequence of events from him. He illusion rune dodged a roll. He jumped up on the high ground as he was getting rolled on to prevent damage with the barrier as they were connecting on him. And then he juked the next roll, and he still died.
Yeah.
But that was a very nice sequence from him, but ultimately not enough. Now, Chrysalis will finish off this stack. This is going to be his Radiance plus already the Blade of Alacrity.
He unfortunately did lose that Courier to Whitemon, so no Radiance for another minute, which is a little frustrating. But yeah, I mean, like you said, getting that gold is amazing for him.
Very curious to see his build. He's going Radiant's Manta by the looks of it, but what's going to be next? Is it the Dagger? Is it AC? Is it BKB? I personally feel like if he's having this good of a game, I would really like to see him buy Blink so he can connect with Clockwork and Earth Spirit on the aggressive moves and really take advantage of just the raw net worth advantage he has. But we'll see after the Manta.
Based upon the way that both teams have been moving, you know, I'm looking at this. It's a relatively even game. That always makes me feel a little bit worried when you're in an Alchemist draft. But do you think that, based upon how it started, League are in a comfortable spot?
I think it's good enough. I don't think Alchemist strategies always have to be ahead on net worth.
Okay.
As long as the net worth distribution is good enough. Like, Alk being rich here is fine. He has enough of a net worth lead. And, you know, Visage is also a little bit of a wild card in this sense, right? You could also argue that Visage is a bit inflated from the death toll.
Okay.
Soxa, major trouble here. Major dead.
Just trying to shut this guy down as much as possible. And
not having the best game here, 0-5, and not really making much progression in terms of his item build. He is working on a BKB, but very, very long way to go for that. I will say, like, let's say you look at the gold, let's say it's even, right?
Yeah.
And this is the gold breakdown. This is a lot healthier than if Alk had, let's say, 2k gold less, and then each support had 500 more and Bristle had 1,000 more.
Right.
I think it's very important for the way their lineup functions that Crystal is significantly ahead, so it's not only about the graph, but it's about how the gold is split, because his hero needs to really bring the game together. So I think it's okay. It's by no means, like... I don't think they're in like a great spot, but I think it's okay for Alks to have this graph.
Mid one, deciding to set his sights onto 1J, does take him out pretty rapidly, and this Diffusal Blade providing a lot of value, although they will drop that silence now. Mid one taking a good chunk of damage, and we'll just back out after the fact. A lot of heroes in this game. Well, he goes in. Well, run out isn't enough for the kill.
Got him.
No, not quite. He tried the Cog snipe. Oh.
I really thought he had him with Cogs, but he used them so late that the Pango got out.
Yeah.
But maybe they were on cooldown. Maybe a little bit of a misplay there from Panto. And Mid1 will escape and get healed up nicely here from Whitemon in the jungle. Has an Arcane Rune now as well, so could look for some action with the Pango sometime soon. Speaking of action, it's Xantic.
Jumps in. Good deeps. Do they have enough? This would be a big kill, and nice, it is going to be there. But
it's gonna cost them.
Yeah, well, Chrysalis moves in. Stun and done. They take him down very rapidly, and your little birds too. Maybe not. We'll see if they get out of there. Yeah, I think that it's kind of crazy the way that this has shifted over the last couple of minutes. And as much as like Mid one hasn't been able to get a ton done in this one, the Diffusal Blade against these like big strength heroes that need to use mana, it's becoming a problem, and he's going to be going Ags next.
It really, you saw in that previous fight where Clockwork went for the finish and failed.
Yeah.
The Earth Spirit ran out of mana so fast that he couldn't chase. So definitely something to look out for, and Mid one is going to double down on that by getting Ags soon for even more of that action.
Chrysalis,
and in the meantime, I mean, Shad is just farming. Right? We haven't really talked much about the Luna. He's just playing freely.
Yeah.
On the map, Soxa
has tanked a lot of the damage. An 18-minute blood grenade into the Thunderbolt through, and Chrysalis through his stun, hits now onto Whitemon. Ends up getting caught there in the cogs. Not quite enough damage yet to find that finish. Whitemon finally goes down as Mid one and everybody else hit with a really big magnetize.
Oh, he
follow-up stun Shad. The one fight he shows up to, not like this. And will not have enough left in the tank to turn this one around.
Yeah, this is the dream fight for Bristle. He tanked so much damage, but they weren't able to get the angle to hit him from the front a lot of the time.
Right.
Just kept turning around, making sure he was facing the correct direction and giving his team so much time to connect. And keep in mind, Toby isn't even farmed. So this fight helped him out so much. He's going to complete the Crimson Guard in a moment because of it. Interesting situation. Well, they're both stunned, but you'd think Soxa finds a way out of this with just a rebound now.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Not able to do any extra work there. And, I mean, Sox has had a rough game, like you mentioned earlier. 0-6.
Yep.
It's not where you want to be.
Really surprised to see Crystallis not buying Blink here. I just feel like you want to keep this ball rolling.
Yeah.
You have so good pairings to initiate with. You have the Willow that can set you up with Brambles, the hook shot into Cogs. You can just blink into the Cogs and blow the target up. Earth Spirit loves to play with you when you have a blink. But he just wants to scale hard and just be in the center of the fight with an or a BKB, it looks like. And maybe that's the line of thinking here is I don't need Dagger because we have so good initiation regardless. Yeah, you can't really roll there.
That's awesome. I like that. We did. Don't you worry. Stacking up more camps now, all into the bounty and backpack of Shad, as he is going to farm it up. 20-minute mark comes around immediately onto that Tormentor. And that one given over to the Clockwork. So Jetpack engaged as, oh, Tundra in a position where they want to try and make a fight happen. This is a really bold move. Visage pipe done with Boots of Bearing, but they're recognizing it's a little bit too scary to make that move.
And they've got some big items coming their way very soon on the side of Liga. Xantic's about to finish Shiva's Guard. The BKB on Alk is only 1,000 away. Willow is going to, by the looks of it, buy her Shard in 300 here for 1J. So multiple timings that line up pretty well very soon. For the side of Tundra, it's a little bit more scattered. You're waiting a decent amount of time for the BKB on the Luna. I guess Ench is close to 4-staff, maybe? Actually, you know, on second look, if you just give Tundra 3 minutes, they might get BKB on Marcy and Luna. And that will make things a ton easier for them, especially... I feel like the one on Marcy, just so Soxa can become a part of the game, you could argue that he can fight while Luna farms even more. But yeah, right now it definitely feels like advantage Liga if a fight were to break out. It's just easier to play their lineup currently.
I like this decision. Just go on in and try and get Roche. Because, like you said, if they do get those BKB timings on Tundra, with Aghanims done on Pango, this could have been a moment where Roche is not actually as easily gettable for them.
That's true. If they didn't do it now, they could have lost the fight and lost the Roche. This is completely free, so Aegis going the way of Crystallis on the Alk.
And Wisdom for Shad. I am curious to see a little bit if, like, you know, eventually this... Well, actually, he's going for Daedalus. I was wondering if Luna was going to go for the Conda build against the Alchemist, but wanting to just get, like, max physical damage as quickly as possible is kind of cool. Because you're not seeing, like, a ton of armor if Solar Crest or Pavis in Solar Crest isn't used on him, on the Alk.
I can't say with confidence that this is better than Conda this game, though.
You think so, yeah.
Because the thing is, if you go for the Conda approach, you have way more long-range artillery.
Right.
And if it's a type of game where it's hard for you to run in and stand your ground, this Daedalus could end up not really functioning the way you're hoping to until you have Satanic. And now we're looking at another item, and then another item. If you have the Conda, perhaps you can, you know, find some nice kills with the just a Pango roll stun locking, and you get 2 beams off for a lot of damage. You play around the Marcy going in and getting damage done with Heralds.
Right.
Well, no, we'll see.
Mid one.
That's a very good mid one.
Wow. Yeah,
nice and easy.
That was a lot. Very rapidly. And I mean, the other thing, just to double down on the point you're talking about, you also now are going to have this AC done on Alchemist, and it's already Crimson Guard on Bristle. So there are more and more issues with it, but this again just speaks to the strength of the Liga position at this point.
And it's fun to really look at a 1K game with Alk and feel that way.
Yeah.
And you wonder if the teams feel the same way in the game, right? Like, it's one thing that we have access to all this info and whatnot, but what's their mentality? Is it, as Tundra, you're like, it's fine, we just need to buy time, we need Luna to get bigger, we need Visage to get bigger, and it'll be all right? Or do they feel some sort of pressure to get something done? I mean, so far in their playstyle in the game, it doesn't feel like it doesn't show them feeling under a lot of pressure.
Right.
So maybe they think they can just float this by just farming, ultimately.
Yeah.
Still is getting a ton of space, though. It's still only 2,000 ahead of the Luna. to be fair.
It's true. Shad has done a really good job of keeping his farm up, and he is switching.
7-0 and 8.
He's actually switching back now to Conda. So yeah, Luna thinking about this and making the decision.
I like it better. So I agree with this for sure.
But yeah, I mean, he's had a crazy game on Chrysalis, and now that they're starting to really siege aggressively these tier 2 towers, and then also keeping the rest of their team out looking for fights at the same time, I'm a little bit worried for Tundra's ability to hold their base.
And we also shouldn't forget, we haven't talked about him too much, but Toby is getting there. Right?
Yeah.
Closing in on Ags, it's going to be another massive physical burst of damage that they have, and you're combining that with the minus armor of Alk. This hero pairing does extreme amounts of damage if heroes are contained. And guess what Clockwork and Earth Spirit do?
Yeah.
They set the scene for these types of heroes to be able to stick on their targets for a little bit. Toby's going to run to mid 1 here. This is a problem. He can't get his ult off.
Oh, where's your way out? He doesn't have one mid 1. Done.
And Soxa too. And this is a free bot tier 2 now as well. I have to say, so far in this tournament, Clockwork looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the teams are actually undervaluing it by picking it 3rd, 4th, which we've seen a lot. And if this hero can even go further up the priority list to be like 2nd pick, or maybe even 1st pick in some cases, I don't know. Yeah, I just, he stands out to me as the strongest 5 we've seen all tournament.
Turn
early days, but
to try and hit, do what they can, but recognizing that this one is not, well, maybe a chance here, actually. Shad decides, fine, we'll just fight. Xantic living through that. Shad now in a little bit too far and without a good answer, but manages to get an extra kill on his way out.
Yeah, maybe unnecessary there for the Willow to commit that hard in. Chrysalis gonna kill off, and he'll make it up.
No bash. So they managed to find a kill on that Alchemist and then get out of trouble. And now L1ga is starting to build up this momentum.
Yeah, that's the BKB for the Earth Spirit. This is the Axe for the Bristleback and the AC for Alk, all within 30 seconds of each other. These are some huge items coming their way. They will lose their Aegis, but honestly, I don't know how Tundra kill Alk right now anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if this Aegis is actually that important for them to function, except if they were to go high ground and just start hitting it with Alk first. But even then, you can put the Solar Crest on him, you can give him Crimson Guard, and maybe they can't kill him regardless. Panto will find the Visage of 33.
Drops it down. Can they do much of anything here at all? It doesn't really look like it. Mid 1 coming in just a bit too late though, and 33 ends up dying. They don't have the sustained damage to take this fight. And now finding Whitemon, they're all going down. They managed to get the kill onto the clock, but still, L1ga keeping this momentum and fighting going.
Yeah, this mid tower's gone. Maybe they go high ground. They've got 30 seconds on 2 heroes. Might feel confident. The other option is to just keep controlling the map and taking it easy. I guess with Toby running out of mana against this Diffusal Blade. Okay, that's Xantic.
Yeah, thought that he was safe. Doesn't quite look like it. Now it's Xantic. After he was taking some damage.
Oh, now they don't even get the tower, maybe. Or Toby? Looking a bit dicey. Yeah, he'll back off. Okay. So that dive ends up costing them the 2-2. They'll get it eventually, but didn't really pay off to try to go for the mid 1 Pango there.
The level 20 on Shad, I think, is a big little pickup here, too. Being able to get those extra glaives out.
Yeah.
Soxa steals the Wisdom Rune, and going to be able to get another one over here, too.
Yeah, wonder what he's going to buy next. If it's just going to be the standard Basher, or if he has other plans on Marcy.
Right now, it's Sentry Wards.
Well, I can afford those. Sometimes it's the little things.
Yeah.
Now, don't be too greedy. Just buy what you can and be happy.
I mean, in that interview that he did, he said, I like it, you know, we're back to supports not having a ton of HP, and, well, this is the price you bear. Although, gets up to the high ground, buying some more time, eventually it is going to be Enchantress dead.
A nice little vista up there.
And finding more. Panto on top of 33, the kick on to the bird, and now walking forward with Marcy trying to find a target. Old Chrysalis already taking a ton of damage. Do they have more? Terrorized Throne. Eventually, Chrysalis in some trouble rolling in onto mid one, trying to bring that hero down. They have enough for Toby. They still haven't killed anybody yet.
Oh, nice sidesteps there from Liga.
Panta out. Oh, good dodge of the stun. Can they do any more? Rolls through on Exantic to get that extra movement speed, and they get away with only losing the Dark Willow. That is crazy they managed to get out with all the rest of them.
That was so close to so many kills on Tundra, and if they get the ball rolling there and they kill Alk, they might just get 2 or 3, so... Nice defensive plays, really crucial glimmer there from Panto onto Chrysalis to get him out. Yep, tooth and nail fights. It's a matter of little things. If one more spell connects, if you get a little more damage in and you get these kills, either way really, the fights can blow wide open, but the supports are doing a really good job at using their defensive utility to protect the right heroes at the right time. Hook shot.
Roll in.
Onto mid one.
Gets up to the high ground.
Yeah,
you know,
escape.
One thing that I am seeing as Xantic is not going to be able to chase down the Pango, that is a little bit of a concern for Liga, is that if they start the fights on like the Visage or the Pango, it's 3 melee cores. You kind of need to bring them to the fight to get those kills. And that's where, like, the Conda Luna with the Glaives, if they're grouped together, really starts to hurt. It's an interesting way those fights worked out.
But again, it also begs the question, shouldn't Chrysalis get a blink?
Right.
So that they can, once they do connect, get the burst and get out.
Yeah.
It's like, you're getting some nice hook shots, you're getting some nice roll connections, but if Alk can't dish out all of his net worth in value during those engagements, the spells are ultimately going to expire. And it becomes a little bit more awkward. Like, effectively right now, he has to walk into every fight and try to latch onto a target with all of his stuff, and he's relatively kiteable. You've got the Ench with a pike, Pango has 2 mobility spells,
and now
Marcy
Luna has a
rebound.
4th staff. Yeah. I mean, more and more, it's becoming an issue.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of other Alks in this position buy a dagger and even consider upgrading it potentially, but... We'll see. Even now, it's not even on his radar.
Abyssal.
He wants to go Abyssal and then start buying Ags for his teammates. I guess getting an Ags onto the Earth Spirit can be extremely powerful. The save is very nice, of course, but I don't know. We'll see. Big moment here. Standoff at Roche. Spawns in 30 seconds. Both teams getting some vision. Toby. And Crystal is going to walk in.
Mid one. Walks out right at the start. They roll forward. Tries to hit him. What more can they do? Nothing yet. The Thunderbolt still creating some extra chaos. Waiting for the Conda to come out, but now the Rolling Thunder's been used. This is starting to get a little bit weird for Tundra. Xantic jumps forward. They manage to find mid one again, but off to the side, Shad is just beating away at them. The damage, it's not really there with the Crimson Guard doing so much to mitigate it.
These brambles.
Great brambles down.
Oh my God.
Although the Glaives, it's not enough at all. Dude, that
Perfect
Crimson,
brambles.
it ate up everything.
They were just able to connect all the... I mean, Xantic had an insane fight there. Really nice roll through. Once the Pango ult is down and they get to connect on him and isolate him and take him out, the fight becomes so much more manageable and so easy to navigate for them. You're going to see the replay here. So this is obviously the Pango ult out of the way. And with Alk, so this connection from Xantic is awesome. He gets a 4-man magnetize, gets the silence off, and he also manages to not get killed off by the Luna. The Crimson Guard, as you mentioned, huge in this instance. And the fight is over, and these brambles are just perfect.
Yeah.
Just absolutely perfect from 1J.
And, you know, that might be a moment right there where if you have Satanic or maybe, you know, something else to try and reset the fight again as the Luna, you could do some damage, but as it stood, it just did not have nearly enough in the tank. Luna back up at 15. Can they slow this down at all? They don't have great heroes quite to get the banner. We'll go for it now.
Yeah, this is one of the good things about Ench. Got some big damage out onto Toby to eventually dissuade them from continuing that push. Just mega single target pure damage from the support. It's hard to find, but Ench can do it. And they will stall out this push, but still major advantage Liga. This is now I believe Alk's his Abyssal is completed when he sends out the courier. A massive upgrade. He needs a slot for it though, but I'm assuming he'll swap that in for the Aegis when that expires. Guess you could make a case for putting in the Abyssal over the Radiance. If he really wants to be able to just stick on a target and get the job done, but Radiance obviously has a lot of just inherent value in the fights, and whenever he pops Mance to split push, he could swap it in. Don't know. Most important thing is to maintain formation. I would say that's the most impressive thing about Liga's play so far. We've seen some of the other teams in this tournament that you would consider like tier 2, maybe not having the same level of cohesion. I think they've been very good at responding, at bringing numbers, at playing off each other. And this could be the death push, unless Tundra...
The bash.
Good job defending this. That pull, geomagnetic grip.
Nice to use that one. And you can see just regening back up almost to full there.
Adsantic is stupid tanky right now, by the way. He has 3.6k health and a shield rune. So if he were to engage, he could tank up ridiculous amounts of damage and set the terms for the fight. Saksa just barely too late for the wisdom. Will go the way of Liga as well.
Yeah, and with 2.5 minutes left on this, you got to imagine that you're going to see Liga just feel comfortable making a move forward if they want. Like, and that's the thing, right? You don't even necessarily need to engage. You can kind of just sort of sit your Alk high ground with people sitting behind him. Maybe it's too scary with like the Conda spam that comes out, but I don't know. It feels like they can make whatever happen.
Yeah, I think just step-by-step poking the Rex should be possible. With Alk ulti running, you can pipe him if, in case of emergency, break the Toby inventory open.
Right.
You know? We'll see. Here we go.
They're moving.
Solar. And back in. He's regening up a bit. Back out.
Half
They're
HP.
using the siege creeps here to take 2/3 of a tower. It's not easy, but
No.
they're progressing.
I mean, it shows the value of the Luna in this situation, right? 2 hits from a Conda really does start to rack up quickly. And that will become more and more of an issue as Luna gets some more damage items or what have you. You know, we could see an earlier Rapier, maybe even if you want to try and rush that. I wouldn't hate it. Sometimes it feels like that's kind of the situation you find yourself in these games.
It's currently queuing up a Silver Edge against the Bristleback.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm with you. I really wouldn't mind a Rapier here if you... But again, it's a matter of what's their read on the situation. Do they feel cornered? Do they feel like they're under a ton of pressure? And if not, then they might not need to buy it.
Blink out.
That's Zantic, nice connection.
He is able to get out, though, after. Now Fear.
Missing the roll.
And the hook shot. They are leaving him to die. So
yeah, the moment Tundra leave their base to try to do anything, they just get... They get shown the door right away. At the very least, these Luna Illusions have managed to push top wave far enough in that it'll take some time for Liga to get a wave back in there.
4 blood grenades for 1J in his inventory, 37 minutes. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, cheapest HP there is. If you have the slots.
Yeah, why not? He's already got the Solar Crest. Oh, he's queuing up Hex next. There you go. I guess if you want to get to your Hex, might as well just get the blood grenades for the HP and then call it good for the rest of it.
This feels like a game where with the control you have on the map, I wouldn't mind seeing him going the build that we saw from Desire the other game with the Ag's mom.
Yeah.
I actually think there's some serious merit here to turning Willow into a 3rd core.
Right.
I guess 4th core. I suppose the Bristle is having a good enough game now as well to output that damage. Because you have such an insanely strong front line. Alk, Bristle, and Earth Spirit are mega tanky, so you can just be the damage artillery standing in the back, just getting free attacks out, doing massive amounts of damage to the heroes once the BKBs expire. And they are getting lower by the minute, right? It's a 6-seconder on the Luna. It's a... Okay, Visages actually hasn't been used there. So 6-second Luna, 7 seconds on the Marcy. Panto's going to find mid one here. Backup is on the way.
Did he realize? Doesn't look like it. Roll up into the rollout. Jumps over the side. Does have a TP ready for himself too. And needs to dodge it. Yeah, he should be fine here. Although...
He needed another second there, and that was a... It's going to be a snipe.
All right, Luna did commit for the Shadow Blade and full Silver Edge completed.
Yeah. No buyback now.
Okay.
If Shad dies, this game ends, most likely. So he's got to be careful. Boots of Travel 2 now on the way for Chrysalis. So he'll be able to connect on a teammate of his choosing. This is a pseudo blink, actually, in this game, because Earth Spirit as well as Clockwork will get straight on top of the targets.
So this also is a hidden Silver Edge. I don't believe that Liga will have spotted it at all. So Shad could get a reveal for a kill on Bristle.
Could catch him off guard.
Although, as you mentioned, that
Toby's working on a Wind Waker, though. That will make things so much harder. They aren't even remotely close to buying Nullifier on anyone on the Radiant.
Yeah.
The only real candidate is Soxa, but his game is just so bad right now. He's 0-11 on that Marcy. A very rare stat line for this player, but it does happen.
Yeah.
Like some games you just get countered and everything goes wrong. But yeah, getting toward a Nullifier is quite the path, and it's also a matter of, is that even going to be his choice, right? He has so many slots to fill. You really want a Basher, you maybe want an Axe. You know, there's many. Maybe you want utility items for your team of some kind. Nothing in his quick buy for now to show what his line of thinking is here, but
I will say, even in these situations where like you're really far down, I never feel like you're completely out of it when you've got like a Luna, you know? You win one or two fights and like you can run down lanes and hit tier 4s and it could be over. If they don't have buyback.
yeah, I mean, artillery heroes are always a nuisance on the high ground.
Yeah.
So the obvious #1 example of it is a farmed sniper. Right. Can be very difficult to push into, but effectively Luna with this Lucent Beam can become a similar issue, especially when he gets to level 29. But that's going to be a while, because then he gets the 2-second cooldown reduction as well on the beam. But on level 20, you have to choose between the glaives fired on beam or the beam CD. But having both is crazy. That's a long, long way to go for that.
Yeah.
Armlet.
Okay.
All right, not on my list of suggested items here for the Marcy. I was never going to guess this. You told me, list me 10 items you think Soxa will choose between. It would not have been in my list. So very surprising. But right now, if your play call is, we need to win the game right now, this is the deciding fight, it's probably the best bang for your buck he could get, just in terms of raw stats per gold.
Wow.
It's a bit tankier with that. He has the Overseal Totem as well. Really nice positioning here from Panto. Now they will loop around.
They hit on the scans. They know they're over there. Dire are scanning for the wraparound. They hit on that one, so they know exactly where Tundra is right now. Liga, they run in with Panto, ready to go with the jetpack, break the smoke, and now trying to back away. Jumps forward with 33 is Whitemon. Bearing the brunt of this initiation, will get jumped on mid-1 right on top of Xantic. How much damage they have? Soxa pops BKB, but already took a ton of damage, and this fight has not gone the way they wanted. Although Shad walks in immediately out. Look at the damage out from this Luna. Doesn't it have enough, though? They take down one, they take down another. Can they kill him off in time? Chrysalis is just beating away, and without the lifesteal, it's not enough. Mid-1 still alive as 33 goes into burrow mode. This guy not able to lurk his way out of here, though, as up to the high ground. He jumps, lands back down, and, well, in the end, it was all too much.
Yeah, that was an insane amount of output from Shad, but just not enough, right? Like, ultimately, you have an initiation where Ench does nothing, and your Soxa Marcy gets forced out of the fight after 1 second.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Luna had an insane fight there, but it was all Luna and a little bit of Visage, and that's it. That's just not enough in the tank. They have to have more heroes able to fight. And it really comes down to the first point of contact, right? Ideally, you want the hero to be jumped to probably be the Visage. If he gets his BKB off and he becomes the primary target, you get time on all the other heroes to get stuff off. Not the case there, Whitemon.
Oh, now with all the buybacks coming, they turn, they hit, they break, they kill.
That is so expensive just to kill Bristle, though.
It is.
I don't think Toby feels bad about that at all. He got 3 core buybacks, and they kill 1 hero, and everyone else gets a clean disengage, and they retain their Aegis.
Yes.
So, honestly, if you're the side of Liga right now, you wait for Bristle to respawn, you smoke, and you look for any fight. And if you kill a core, you probably just win.
Right.
So, There's a very straightforward path to victory here now after the sequence just happened. And I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight, but that's just an overcommitment on buybacks on the side of Tundra, right? You can't burn 3 for this.
They also
for this one bristle.
The 25 undispellable, and Luna does have the rapier queued up after a little bit of an unfortunate fight, but it's pretty far away after the buyback. So can they get this in time? And I mean, if you get to the rapier territory, it isn't a massive amount of damage and starts to change the complexion of this game. But
yeah, you saw the previous fight. If he has a rapier in that one,
yeah,
then they all die. But it needs to happen soon.
Right.
Crystallis eyeing up an axe. Who would he give it to? Maybe the Willow. Maybe that's why Willow didn't buy an axe. Hoping to get it for free eventually. Also not bad on Panto if he wants to buy it for him.
Right.
But for now, Crystallis holding on to his gold.
He also is buying the blessing, though. So is he just going to give it to himself?
Has it gifted any yet?
I don't think so.
That doesn't really
It might
make
have just
much
misclicked.
sense.
That's fine.
We'll see.
Oh, Toby. Maybe he got it from him.
Oh, did he gift it to Toby?
He might have.
I forgot how many Roches we had this game.
Well, refresher on
I think he gifted one to
Xantic.
Toby. I think you're right.
This is going to be a lot. No doubt about it. With Magnetize Undispellable, did he go for both of the talents too? He didn't go the spell imp, but he did do the 30% damage and duration at 15. So it's a lot. If you can find the right targets to go on. And of course, the big thing that we were waiting for was Rapier, which is actually coming back right now. Shad managed to farm it in time, but is he going to be able to get there quick enough? The Rapier on the courier coming out to him. They do have it done. What did he sell something for that? He sold his boots to make sure that he could get it. So boots out, but now they have the surprise Rapier. Look at that damage, but he gets feared. Oh no, and he can't get close enough to start hitting. The stun that came afterwards, what a Dark Willow play. Can they still get the damage in from Shad though? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Oh, wow. She destroyed Crystallis and now caught a second salvo. The damage is there. My goodness gracious, Shad did everything for his team.
That's Rapier for you. They had no idea it was coming. Look at those damage numbers. 12k. He did more than his team combined in that fight.
Jeez.
Well more than them. And now Liga are aware that this is a problem. Now they know there's a Rapier on the field, but how much is it going to cost you? Are you going to have to expend buybacks? And more importantly, how are you planning to target Luna? Because now, I mean, it's pretty clear, right? If you want to win this game, you need to stop Luna from being able to play the fight. So are you going to jump her? Are you just going to all in? Are you expecting that to work? Maybe Earth Spirit can roll in and kick her out.
I mean, she has definitely, like, it feels like it's been an afterthought for them in a second because she hasn't had the damage to really be a problem. And all of the prioritization has been like, just find anybody and go on them. Now it really feels like they have to find her.
Yep. As you pointed out earlier, the triple melee core makes for a very easy...
Man, if only there was some item that you could get to like jump onto her right away as the alchemist, but
it could be a thing to buy Blink on Alk. I'm not gonna rule it out as a possible solution. I've heard Blink Abyssal is a good way to kill carries.
yes.
Maybe a Hex. The Willow is closing in.
Wow.
And the alternative option, I think an Axe on the Clockwork is actually going to make quite a big difference too, but he's not buying it. He's looking at a Halberd because just getting vision in fights is the way to handle the Luna, right? You need to be able to see where she is, you need to be able to plan your next move, and just having those rockets just fly out everywhere to give your team the intel needed.
But likewise, the Silver Edge and the Ninja Gear, it's been doing really good work for her.
Hard to find.
But yeah, I agree.
Is there a world you buy Blink on Earth Spirit and just Blink kick her out?
I mean, I could see it.
If you Blink Petrify the Luna and kick her out in the middle of nowhere, she's going to be really hard for them to save.
Right, because this build is about like staying back and
Oh yeah, you don't want to be in the
hits.
center of everyone right now.
This is not Satanic Luna. She has no lifesteal right now in this game at all.
If Shad were to get Blink petrified and kicked out in the middle of the map, I think the game is actually over. But they need to get the idea on Earth Spirit to do this, and doesn't look like that's the plan, and Alk isn't eyeing up the dagger either. So effectively, Shad might just get away with murder in this one.
I guess 33 does have Vlad's, which is one way that they have lifesteal too. But now, I mean, if you run in right here, this is a crazy play. Zantic is showing he rolls into the midst of them, but the Conda already hits one time. Now he goes into stone form. Mid one still creating some chaos. They don't want to go too far outside the base though. And now with Rolling Thunder down, gonna have to reset and wait for another fight in a bit here. But that's another Ags bot for the Alchemist. And who's this one going to?
He's looking for his clockwork, I think.
Okay, yeah. Passes it over.
There we go. So, yeah, no need to buy the Axe and Clock when you can get one for free. Must be nice. Now with that overclocking, the rocket spam can commence in fights. Just give all that info and set yourself up. Now, Earth Spirit is, by the looks of it... Wait, what does he want to buy? Bloodstone?
Bloodstone, yeah.
Is that the item here?
I mean, it really does feel like with these heroes, between Clockwork and Earth Spirit, they have a good potential to get on top of the Luna.
I'm convinced Dagger's the best item.
Yeah,
you can't tell me. You can't tell me you're not buying a Blink and finding a way of splitting up the fight. Because in reality, if you look at how the fights function right now, the moment you separate Tundra's heroes from each other, their whole formation just breaks down. They don't have saves, and their heroes don't like being isolated and caught out. So it doesn't even have to be the Luna. You can Blink, Petrify, kick anyone, and you can just BKB roll out.
Yeah.
And you set yourself... It's effectively like playing a Tusk kick, right? You imagine the Earth Spirit is a Tusk right now. Of course you would buy a Blink, right? So I don't know. I feel very strongly about this, that this is a realization that Liga need to come to here, that Dagger has to be the way. But nobody is planning for it.
It seems like their interest more is to try and outlast the damage, but against Rapier Luna, that feels really dangerous. And now this wraparound...
This is a big moment. Oh, look at Cheese! Nice! That's
okay.
Cheese.
Looking, mid one rolls in. Finding a couple there, and already silenced, hit. Now onto the Dark Willow, roll forward, find the Visage, but Luna is there, beats into it, Zantic a little bit, but doesn't really have the damage. Again, the lifesteal is a problem. They're right onto him. Do they have any save at all? The batch, it's not gonna happen. Luna dead, Rapier picked up by Chrysalis, but they are cleaning up a little bit with this mid one roll, and the damage coming out also from Whitemon, but it's not enough. They're so tanky. The buybacks come. They need to get back into this fight and do what they can. Shad shows back up, but it's Zantic already away. Now thinking about going with the Silver Edge. It's not pretty, but do they have enough damage to burst through the Bristle? They will. They get that kill too, now chasing for Chrysalis. If he turns though for the stun, Shad, have you gone out a bit too far? Manta try and dodge, roll away, 1J?
They were not on the same page with what the plan was there.
I mean, there's two heroes dead without buyback now, and how much gold do you have on Luna? She does not have enough to buy another Rapier. She bought out for Ags.
She has an Ags center recipe.
No.
What?
So
Roche
now
is up in 15 seconds. This is a Radiant Roche if they scout it.
Yeah.
They'll get it. They put a gem in there, so they'll know. Oh my god, they're going to get Roche here. I thought for sure when Luna died there, this game had to end. They even got a full value cheese off on it Zantic. He tanked so much damage. But still, this time around, despite Luna not doing so much, this time the rest of the team really got to get the damage out. You saw all of them with some nice numbers. They're about 4K plus on every single hero. And it adds up over the course of a fight like that. Okay. Oh, Shad will get that Aegis.
We'll see this replay again here. A weird way the fight starts. But in the end, you can see this roll-in at Zantic. I mean, with all of his big tankiness, he was able to do a lot, and Shad eventually just gets brought down there.
Yep. But a huge... I mean, imagine if mid one doesn't have Refresher here. I think the game ends, actually.
Yeah.
This Refresher orb usage and getting this extremely valuable secondary role that gives his team so much time and space really makes a big difference. It's not the best possible outcome regardless for Tundra here, but just the fact that they can take a little bit of a breather with the Aegis allows them to farm up another Rapier now. And means that the side of Liga can't feel confident that it's a done deal. They're going to have to try to find a way to kill Shad twice. He doesn't have buyback, as they know, since he bought back in that previous engagement, but not easy to kill this hero 2 times over, and the team has a ton of protection with the Pango rolls, with all of the other heroes having BKB. Even Ench has a BKB now. Not a very common sight on that hero, but you know, Whitemon understands that he needs to stand and deliver as well.
Well, another weird combination
Hex.
coming out. It's a Hex for Visage, but also Alk bought another Aghanim Scepter, gave it to the Earth Spirit to get him another item, and now he has a heart on top of the Bloodstone. So 6,000 HP with a Blade Mail, and I mean, I really feel like it's not even worth hitting this guy in a lot of ways.
This is the second Ags Alk gave away, so Bristles was from Roche. It must have been, right? Because he gave one to Clock and one to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. Gets the blink out just in time. Whitemon, ooh, goes for a Sprink the wrong direction. Now BKB jumps away. Big jump in. Do they have enough to burst him, though? I mean, this is 6,000 HP, and they took every last one of it. They're just dying to glaives. I mean, it's not enough. The heart didn't do anything. That's 3 dead now.
I really think Toby should buy a Wind Waker here instead of this Abyssal. I don't think this is a matter of getting one additional bash out of your Bristle. I think this exact thing is what you need to be able to avoid as a team through defensive measures, and a Wind Waker would have been absolutely enormous there.
Or a Blink Dagger on somebody else, as
For the
you
Earth
brought
Spirit.
out. Yes.
Yeah, or a Blink. Like, the problem is, yeah, Earth is tanky as all hell, but if he gets caught in a stun chain like this, they don't have anything to save him with.
Yeah.
They just keep... He's stunned for 10 seconds here until he dies. And the hero's trying to help him end up dying too. Now forced buyback. Here we go. Shad's in with a Rapier.
Gotta be careful. The building's getting hit, and so too are the heroes. They have the banner down. Shad needing to stay alive through this. A little bit of lifesteal coming from that Vlad's, but besides that, it's pretty much just sitting empty. They're going to walk forward. Mid one steps up. They're going to try and go for the tier 4 towers. How much damage do they have left in the tank? Going immediately in for the Eclipse, trying to do what damage they can. They kick him away! Oh, and Xantic is keeping him out of the fight. That does probably keep them from going from tier 4s, but it also kind of saves them. So they managed to escape with Shad. Whitemon the only one with the Marcy that's going down, but they are dead with no buyback.
Couldn't he have kicked the Luna behind the tier 4s?
Yes, probably. I think so.
I mean, it's still good. Like, you mitigate the entire Eclipse and get him out of there, but...
Mid one. Oh, Bot's level 2.
Oh.
He's in trouble.
Abyssal.
Wait.
Disc.
Oh, Aeon Disc. Now refresh.
Okay.
Blink out. Nicely played.
That's one way to survive.
Mid
Refresh,
one.
blink out. He doesn't have buyback, so he really needs to survive,
Yes.
and he will. But now there's no refresher in the
That
fight.
would have been
Only one roll.
game,
That
but-
would have been game. Only one roll now.
And getting closer and closer. I mean, the other thing that's sort of scary at this point, I think, for Alchemist is that he, does not have... Well, one, he's still just running into the fights, but he also doesn't have, like, that extra defensive item of his Manta right now, keeping the Rapier in his inventory. Doesn't have an option to take it out, obviously, but still, they bring back and recover that gem as...
They're just letting Toby push on the bristle here.
They don't want... I mean, if you lose, there's no buybacks at all in this game, except for on the side of Liga.
All right. Next lane.
How much?
This is not Megas. There is a melee Rex bottom.
I mean, and this is a little bit scary sticking around this long. With no Aegis now, they go in immediately to jump, but the Hex is there to disengage. Mid one thought about the rollout, but decides not to.
This is actually a pretty big deal, this Rolling Thunder being on cooldown. They have 50 seconds now as a big moment of opportunity on the side of Liga if they want to go. They know he doesn't have Refresher because they forced that before, and yeah, Toby's straight back in. This is a big cooldown unavailable.
Gets pulled away. Silence is out from the geomagnetic grip. They're bringing him low, but the Force Staff gets him away. Curse Crown hits onto several. The Hex is out, can't take that range tracks yet, and they're wanting to kill the creeps that are coming in, but as you said, not Megas yet. It's really close to Megas, but also I think they have what it takes to deal with Megas with this lineup.
That's not over with Megas here.
Also, worth noting, we're getting close to the 60-minute mark. Tier 5 neutrals coming up can completely change the complexion of this game.
Lots of information given here by Panto with these rockets. They see everything.
They see that Rax most of all. Whitemon, so many times he's done this on this Enchantress, but
They hex the Luna?
right
No
now,
go.
it's
Okay.
L1ga sitting strong right up front and center. They have a refresher there, Shard on Shad. Protecting that last Rax. And it looks like as we're getting to the 60-minute mark, they're not backing for items. They don't want to give an opportunity for Tundra to get their neutrals, but it's really hard to make this step up here. It looks like they
just
are
doing
going to
so
back.
much damage. Whitemon with the Moon Shard.
Shad? Shad looking
Okay.
for the wraparound?
All right, time for an all-in play.
This is crazy. This move, if they can get it, would be huge. He steps forward, he sees the Willow for the moment, mid one ready to run out. They get him immediately onto the clockwork, trying to blow this hero up. He is gone. Now can they find more? Dead on Bristleback, also out of there. Chrysalis in some trouble. They walk in, immediately start beating to that Marcy, but he gets the cheese survival. Trying to get out of there, Chrysalis, but there is not enough space. He is gone. They get the kills, they get a buyback out of Toby, and trying to TP out with the rest of them. They win the fight, and a rapier now on Whitemon. Dude, with the mooch shard, he's hitting so hard. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Okay, we're
All
at
right,
silly
Sock Supply's
zone.
back. They.
Oh, are they going for it?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like,
They
what
don't-
info do they even have? They know Alk doesn't have a rapier, and maybe they really want to force his buyback, but this is not a given that this
No.
is going to work. Into the enemy base is a totally different beast than when you're playing out in the open. Now, if you get caught by Earth Spirit and he kicks you in, you get into compromised position. If there's a big terrorize or a hex that catches you off guard,
They're
as
getting
you're going
this.
for the push.
Switching over to the Spell Amp Rapier as well now, so the impetus shots are going to be coming fast and furious. Hex is already there. They jump in. Oh, he didn't get it off! He didn't get the roll-up off! No! No! Not like that! The damage is out though when Dark Willow is dead. That's the buyback, but they're in really far. 33, he's down low. The jump forward, Shad is gone! Just like that, he's out of there. It's up to White. Wait, all the rapiers are on the ground. Everybody's dead. They come back in with White. He gets one, but then the other side, it's Toby that gets the other. Do they have enough damage coming out from this Enchantress? Enchantress, White, triple kill for Xantic. But can they do enough? There's no buyback on Alchemist. I think they might have done it, but Xantic is so tanky. White, he's got to walk away. And Xantic runs forward. It's a weird battle, but Shad right up close and center, and he takes him down. They have Clockwork and Bristleback. Everybody else is dead for a long time. But they walk in. Shad is gone. Whitemon, you gotta do it all. Stop hitting heroes. Go hit the buildings. I don't think that he can kill them, but if he just focuses the throne, maybe. I mean, they're doing so much damage.
It's a full HP throne. There's no way.
Whitemon, just go for it. Just go for it. It's not gonna happen.
Pitiful attempt. He did like 500 damage. He gets one shot in the back by Bristle.
Why did you listen to me? It was a terrible idea. Mid-one now in trouble
no.
too. Abyssal wants to run away. Roll up, not gonna happen. They're
have a
dead
wave in
for
the base.
too long.
They just need to connect. Toby just needs to get to the base. He can just travel to the enemy base now and win. And he will. He has a full minute, 1v0. My God.
Usa, you got nothing to be worried about, right?
No, it's like a pup kind of matchup, you know, some brood mid specialist, some bounty hunter running around, you know, some tryhard trying to win MMR Luna. That's our lineup.
Let's talk a little bit about that bounty hunter. I mean, kind of interesting to me, first pick. Heroes change a little bit. Is it really that valuable? Do you guys value just the hero or its flexibility? Why first?
I mean, I just watched a Speed Dota YouTube video today saying bounty is the best 4 in this patch. So I'm like, oh, Speed Dota must be correct.
All right. Taking that inspiration. I love to hear it. Okay. How do you think this one's going to go with your guys' momentum? Because it seems like you have a great heroes for running at them. You know, you're up against that last big DOTA. You think the boys can handle?
Yeah, we got like a lot of like random shit we can throw at them, like a Ludsen beam and like a shuriken toss and a bunch of spiderlings and ench creep. You know, it's gonna be like a huge Diddy party.
All right, fantastic. Well, I hope it doesn't end up the same way. Thank you so much. Good job, Moon.
Yeah, we're gonna move right past that as we get our way into this game. Cinderin, it is time. We're seeing the body block on the creep wave and then a counter body block coming out from the Medusa. Neither team wants their creeps to get underneath those towers,
He's
and
not blocking them enough.
Crystal's
They're in the tower.
doesn't quite get it in time. Very frustrating.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting game to... I feel like we're going to learn something here,
Yeah.
I guess, is the angle I'm going to take, because it's an overall first pick bounty. The last pick Medusa is a little bit puzzling to me, but maybe given the time constraints that they had to pick within the Bandstat route, maybe they couldn't find a better solution to this situation. But generally speaking, picking one of the slowest carries in the game is not a great response. Oh, okay, Saksa just died, level 1. It's generally not a good response to a team that's going to play hyper-aggressive, right? You're playing against Beast, Brood, and Ench. I think most seasoned players and drafters that have played the game for ages would probably not recommend the Medusa. So I'm just curious if, you know, Medusa's changed a lot. Like, maybe it's good enough. Like, maybe this lane matchup is really favorable for Dusa. Maybe she's faster. Now she has Gorgon's Grasp. Maybe that changes things with your laning and your involvement early on when the team is running at you. And I mean, if you get a free first blood onto Saksa, that'll definitely help things here for Crystallis. So, yeah, looking to see. Okay, Saksa's taking a beating again. He might actually die again here.
That would not be good for him living.
He is dead.
And it is not good for him living, because he didn't end up living. And now, look at this one. 33 is just going ham. I mean, did he just drop down a tree? He's trying to block him. Doesn't end up working. In fact, gets pulled back into tower. Oh, he has that extra buff with all of his ruggedness on his passive, but it wasn't enough with the tower hits. This bottom lane is a disaster.
I genuinely could not have imagined this being 3-0 at 2 minutes in this lane. That is unfathomable to me. The Bounty Hunter dying level 1 when the enemy team only have a dispose is one thing, but then they immediately run back in and get killed again on the bounty, and then Beastmaster overcommits and also dies. Just multiple things here that are just flat out really surprising to me, and a great start for Liga in this lane where, you know, the Medusa was a question mark for me, but guess what? If you're winning your lane like this, I'm sure it's going to be fine.
Well, and it's kind of weird, right? Because now Medusa, sort of the double nuke build that you can go. You've got like Mystic Snake and this Gorgon's Grasp, which starts to deal some pretty serious damage if you can get people caught in it. I mean, Sox is not having a great time. And another Snake, I mean...
He'll live, but that's a
Yikes.
salve now. Having to be expended.
Look at these lanes, man. Okay, so obviously the group up potential of Tundra is very scary. If they don't come away with the lane win, how bad is this for Tundra?
This is a classic timed game as far as I'm concerned. You have one team that is on a timer that wants to play hyper aggro and should be doing well in their lanes and then just running around the map in trios or... Yeah, probably just as trios and just taking the map over. But if they lose the early game momentum and fail to do so, you have the other side of the coin, which is Liga, that just want things to be slow.
Yeah.
So if the lanes go okay for them and they don't lose towers and they get to stabilize, I definitely have them favored here. I think Enigma is a late game beast, obviously, goes without saying. The Puck will potentially have a difficult time for a moment against the Orchid that we're assuming Brood will build, but you're itemizing your way out of that problem. And you look at the side of Tundra with Ench, Bounty, and Brood. There's something when I look at this trio of heroes where if they don't do well early, I struggle to see the playmaking potential if you're not coming out of a win of lanes, right? Like, how do you initiate good sequences?
Yeah.
Are you only playing around the Beastmaster? Does he have to do all the heavy lifting? Your Luna is going to be farming. So, yeah, this is definitely not the hottest of starts that they could have hoped for, given their strategy, I think Liga should be very happy right now.
Right. Considering how this looks, I mean, also your Nigma up top on the lane there is 30 and 10. Like, all of these denies just from free splits on the Eidolons. It's really tough for Shad. And throws out some extra damage. The root is there, some more hits. If this Luna goes down now, my goodness, getting body block, can't make it through the trees. Whitemon will manage to take down L1ga, but I mean, it's all falling apart here. They do also lose the Marcy, though.
All right, so Tundra strike back a little bit down at bottom and get a counter kill here. Yeah, it's very clear from the way that Liga banned that they put a ton of emphasis on giving Toby a good lane. They were banning 2 counter carries, and Luna ends up being the pick for Tundra, and that is a pretty good lane matchup for the Enigma.
Oh, missed uphill too.
Soxa, or rather mid one, will be okay here. But yeah, I think Toby should be off to a really good start here. The lane matchup against Ench plus Luna when you're playing together with the Marcy is very good. They take advantage of that to get him off to a head start, and now, as a result,
yep,
Panto gets to move, and that's a big find.
Man, I mean, Moon talked about this sort of tongue-in-cheekily as a pub strat. The problem with pub strats is that eventually you can bring numbers and disrupt them a decent chunk of the way. Soxa running now at Toby, slowing him down. Whitemon there too. He's still living.
Tanky.
And actually, the Enigma Eidolons blocking out the pathway. They can't get through, and yes, Soxa is going to fall.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, he's playing without Shadow Walk. He's going 1-1-0, which is pretty standard on Bounty.
This sets up for 33 to go down on the bottom lane too. They are getting rocked.
This trade isn't great for the Beastmaster. I mean, sure, you get a ton of gold for this, but you got no experience, and Medusa had no mana left. So now she's just going to show up with a full bar to put pressure on you once again.
Oh, and if they get this Wisdom Rune, this would be everything.
He gets this. If he gets this, my God. Well, Bounty doesn't actually have Shadow Walk.
Oh, he's dying to Ancients, though. The Enchantress pulls him to the side. Is he quick enough? Oh, he takes it!
Oh, my.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh.
I'll say Liga could not have hoped for a better start than this.
And this is with a Bounty Hunter. Like,
Bounty level 3 minutes 7, and it's going to take a while to get to that track, which you really want in this game. You want to run around with your Brood and find track kills. You want to run around with your Beastmaster and find track kills, but the curve for Soxa in this game is going to be a really long recovery for Bounty Hunter. That Zanzik will just get out here.
Jumps.
Oh, they're turning around. Coil.
On to mid one.
He's dead.
Couldn't get the snap,
So
but it
easy.
did not matter. Where are things going right? Because it just looks like Tundra is getting bodied, but it's only 1,000 gold lead. I guess that, like, things are relatively even amongst the net worths, but
They have OKCS.
yeah, I guess so.
So that's the thing. Like, yeah, they're dying, but they're getting creep
no.
kill. Okay, that's another dead Soxa. Yeah, Panto's level 6 minute 8 on Marcy.
Jeez.
That's really good. He has the potential to kill with any of his cores. He can easily kill on a Coil. He can easily kill on a Malefice. I guess with the Dusa it's a little bit trickier, but honestly, I still think you could find a kill on the Beastmaster with these two together if you do it right. So yeah, the map is just... The map is open.
Not what I was
Top
anticipating.
tier 1 already down.
Coming into this game, but they are looking really, really solid. Beastmaster still having a good game. This is the thing that we can sort of lean back on for Tundra. And finding Chrysalis here, he just now gets Stone Gaze back up in time, and yeah, they don't have enough. And now, in fact, if they're not careful, 33 just barely gets clipped by the Gorgon's Gaze. Panto needing to back away from Whitemon, and they
Oh, that's a good snake.
will keep him back. Now, Soxa moving in, but he's into the dust, so they can't really do much of anything
So
here.
this is what Tundra's lineup is meant to do, is to make these kind of aggressive moves. If the lanes had gone better, these moves would be successful instead of being either trades or losses. They find Soxa again here with a Coil. But the fact that they've taken this bottom tier 1 tower with the Beastmaster and they're starting to play here is the right idea. And now Brood also wants to put the simultaneous pressure on mid so that you need to put out fires in 2 different areas at once. That's when it starts getting really difficult to play against these kind of lineups. And it's also why it's so important for Liga that the lanes went the way they did. Because imagine they lost their lanes, how horrible this state of the game would be right now. But they have levels. Their supports are level 6, so they have tools in the kit to be able to fight back, which makes such a huge difference here. The enemy supports are level 4, your supports are level 6. So it's all the difference. These wisdom runes and the early laning, absolutely huge for being able to protect their heroes here.
And furthermore, there's no track that they have to be like super worried about at this stage to make things happen, right? Like if you end up trading kills when track is online, then things start to feel like pretty bad for you as Liga, but Bounty needs to stay out of the fight because he has to catch up in levels a little bit.
Yeah. You really don't want to lane on this hero, but sometimes it's just necessary.
Yeah.
He's just leeching right now from Shad and effectively playing as a mobile ward. Just trying to protect him from getting killed off here, and might just go and seemingly planning to go through the gate to connect on bottom as they found Whitemon, and he is still not in range for the dispose here, actually. Whitemon very quick with the Windlace plus boots actually necessary there to keep Panto at bay.
33 working on this Helm of the Overlord with no boots.
He's going to get a fast one. That's the thing you can generally expect. If 33 is playing a Summons hero, it's very rare that he has no game. Like, despite this early laning stage bottom having a couple of unfortunate or just flat out big mistake deaths, he is still looking great on the CS. He will find his farm and he will start ramping up. And this Helm of the Overlord is only a minute away here. The ultimate orb needs 550 for it. He'll start putting way more pressure on the map.
Panto
out in the middle of nowhere. Easy kill.
Underneath a ward. Yeah, stepped right onto it. And is actually pinging the wrong area. If they ward up there, I don't think that they're going to get that observer. And another
pressure
tower.
the other way, though. Forcing Glyph in mid is Toby with the drums. And I think this tower's just gone. Yep, they're not defending it. That's a nice pickup for the side of Liga.
I mean, the other thing, too, I mean, Beastmaster obviously wanting to get into this Helm of the Overlord. You got to imagine that they also have, it's a great Crimson Guard game for them, too. You know, you've got Eidolons, Medusa, all the rest of it,
got
Saksa.
Saksa here.
He just now gets level 6.
He got a 6.
That's something.
Okay, considering the fact that he died twice in lane and he didn't get a Wisdom Rune and he has 6 deaths, I think level 12 minute 6 is actually quite good result. All things considered, this is still a playable game for the Bounty Hunter. He still has almost the same net worth as the enemy 4 as well. So
they do miss.
It is salvageable.
Yeah.
Mid tower's gone now. With the movement of the puck, mid one will grab that, and this should be his completed Orchid. So dangerous times ahead here for the puck. At Xantic will finish off his, I believe, Witchblade here, and then start working on the Yules. So this is what I was talking about earlier, that there's going to be these few minutes where the puck is in danger, and he needs to try to minimize his casualties here. He might not expect this Orchid play, so he might die the first time around. Oh, he got it out.
And now, I mean, can they kill this Marcy? It's not really looking like it. Panto gets away. And now Coil, it snaps. They didn't quite manage to land with that Terrorize. But
Saksa.
Okay, Panto goes down.
It'll be a trade. It's a track kill, though. It's all right.
You're happy with that?
It's fine, and you're forcing the enemy team to move around. There's free farming on the Beastmaster, there's free farming going on the Luna, so you're still the ones dictating and putting the pressure here. Now at Xantic, he should be okay, maybe not. Yeah.
Oh.
Close call, but that's one thing about that Witchblade. It does give you the 6 armor, and it makes a difference against these Brood attempts. To have that little bit of tankiness. Also has the 90 health from the Trusty Shovel.
Oh my god. 33 is just power farming through all of this.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be the top net worth in a short amount of time, most likely. Crystal is still #1, but
that rugged innate ability is really nice, just for like making sure he can secure the jungle farm for himself and doesn't need one of those like sort of, you know, damage block items.
Yep.
Medusa has the completed Manta, queuing up the Butterfly. And you still feel like this is one of those ticking time bomb type drafts?
I think so if Toby goes for the right build. So he's going to go Crimson first, but I believe if he actually plans for the later game after this item and just starts getting toward Blink BKB or whatever, then yeah, I would put them on a timer. This is a very dead Ench plus Cavalry. Instant smoke again.
They knew they were over here, though, on the side of Liga.
Good brambles from L1ga. He's in.
Oh, and tries to bring him down, and it's going to happen. The roar comes afterwards. This won't be a track kill, but it will be a beatdown.
He's going to lose his Dom creep. Nice deny.
Oh, well played. 33 on the money with that one. 15-7. Less than 1,000 goals separating these two squads, but still, Chrysalis getting the farm on, taking out this Ancient stack. While Xantic still trying to work towards that Yule Scepter to keep himself alive against the Brood.
If mid one doesn't find a single kill with this Orchid, I think job well done for the side of Liga. You're expected at this point with the Brood to find some sort of connection. You're playing with Bounty Hunter as well, right? You really want to work together. There's going to be a TP out here from the Willow and Shadow Realm. This is meant to be a point in the game where you're putting pressure. So if you're spending the time jungling more so than looking for kills and finding an advantage, I think the side of Liga will be pretty happy. And they're closing in on that Yules, as you said here. They go on Toby. He has Vanguard, though, and a full wand, so won't die. And this instead is going to be a response the other way. Oh no!
Pulls him in.
Oh, that's so big for Liga.
The stomp is there, but I don't know if they have enough. Oh, the last Bramble connects onto Whitemon, and Ponto there onto him. The jump forward rebound. He's got a lot of sprites near him, but in the end, it's enough to take down that Enchantress.
It's just so big to survive this Brood phase for the side of the Radiant. The Yules is complete in a sec now, so this was meant to kill Puck. It did it 0 times. Now Xantic has a solution ready. And all you have to show for it, well, this Roche is nice.
Yes.
33 is definitely putting in work on Beastmaster this game. Great farm, getting this objective, getting the bottom tier 1, getting... You know, the majority of the successful things that have happened in this game have been around the Beastmaster, but there's... It's also just so much pressure on him, right?
Right.
It really feels like the Dire need to rally behind this hero to get stuff done, with Brood's timing now effectively somewhat missed. Toby now finishes the Crimson Guard. He's going to start working on Greaves by the looks of it, so not thinking about going for the late game approach, but more auras. I think both options are fine. It puts a little bit less of a ticking time bomb, if you will, on it, that he isn't going for the really big ticket Enigma late game items.
It does also
But they scale super well.
Right. It makes this window from them, too, really scary.
Yes.
Because when you pair together that Butterfly with Crimson and Greaves, like, how are you going to kill this hero?
Yeah, Deuce is going to be super tanky, and if you get to the late game anyway, even if Enigma doesn't have Blink, BKB, Lincoln's, like whatever, some super late game stuff, if your Marcy is having a game as a support and she gets to scale, if your Puck has multiple items and you have a super fat Deuce, I think just the threat of the Black Hole plus auras are probably enough anyway. Right. And another thing is this is also comfort. I think this is what Toby is mainly known for. Play offlaners that are either summon-based or tanky and build auras. He had a phase where he was buying Pipe Greaves on literally everything he could think of. And this game is a little bit different because Crimson Guard is actually an item now. Back then it wasn't particularly popular. The idea is the same. Chrysalis going to get fully surrounded here. Gets off the Stone Gaze though.
And the roar comes out, but
he'll be
he's
fine.
Going to stay alive.
Panto also didn't die to the Brood Orchid play from North, so this play is effectively over now for Tundra. They've got 5 heroes stuck down here. And they'll struggle to push this tower without that roar.
Still 3 minutes left on Aegis, so you can get a lot done here to towers, but they're not finding kills.
I'm surprised they're conceding this. I feel like this was very defendable. Okay. They'll give it up. Surprising. With no roar and with you have full resources, you have all your spells ready except the Medusa ult, but they still respect the potential of Tundra diving them. They'll yield... Concede that area. Important word here from mid one, sees this movement very clearly from the side of Liga. And this could lead into a play for Tundra themselves if they want to try for a little bit of a backstab. They will give away their position hitting this courier though. So 33 Shows his whereabouts.
Now trying to head on over and maybe get that creep, but no, they will TP out and will get away on the Dark Willow. I mean, this is the thing too, like I feel like they first picked this bounty hunter on Tundra, and Liga not only did a good job of like dealing with it in terms of the heroes that they have, you know, Dark Willow, as soon as you're tracked, you can still go Shadow Realm and TP out, but also in the way they're playing, they really have not opened up any avenue for him to find pickoffs. Like 3, 8, and 0, no assists on a bounty hunter at this point in the game is kind of crazy.
It is a very polarizing hero in its results, generally speaking. If the lanes go well and your lineup is snowballing, you can look like the most broken hero in Dota.
Right.
And if things go poorly and your lanes fail and you're kind of running around the map, a lot of the time you're effectively just a scout. So this is that second version of the game where things just don't go the way you planned. And despite that, Tundra are still in an okay position in terms of net worth. I just worry that, you know, the gold isn't everything. It's about the flow of the game. It's about whether you feel that you can make the moves, whether you're confident to take the necessary approach to the game. And right now, the vibe I'm getting is that Liga are, you know, getting the space that they need.
Right.
It's still not, by no means are they not under pressure, but they're not bleeding. So as long as they can keep finding farm on all of their cores and keep scaling, it's looking quite healthy.
Yeah, they feel mega comfortable in this one. And, like, again, the extent of the damage that this Aegis has done has pretty much been the one tier 2 tower bottom for 33. So outlasting that one against this lineup that has such intense push potential, like, there's going to be other windows where you need to be careful. Shad has not really entered the fights yet, and when he does, it will be an issue. But regardless, will be Whitemon getting the Sproink.
Yeah, and immediately skills the level 1 impetus.
Okay.
Seems like a good idea. It scales with your level of impetus, right? If you have no point in impetus and you press Sproink, you just fire a regular attack.
I don't know about that. I've never gotten impetus without, or Sproink without impetus.
That was a possibility there. If he would have skilled another point in enchant, he wouldn't have had it. But it looked like he was specifically holding his skill point in impetus to see if he got the shard, so I'm assuming it does specifically use your current level of impetus.
Well, mid one
with the BKB. It's a 5k gold lead.
Yeah.
I mean, over time, they are amassing a ton of gold on these heroes, just playing the map and finding a lot of farm. And they're controlling more than 50%, which is what you're hoping for. So, once again, if the early game for Tundra had gone according to plan, this could have been an absolute smackdown. And now it feels like it's a competitive game. But we'll see if the side of Liga are looking for any sort of trouble. Medusa with Manta Butterfly. They will find the jump here onto an easy Enchantress kill. Not really the hero I think they were hoping to find, but it's something. Get to use that Spirit Vessel from 1J to make that kill easier.
Yeah.
But if anybody is to die on Tundra, I think that is their second priority after Saksa. He has more net worth than enemy supports. I
mean, yeah.
I'm a little bit confused, actually. I guess he's just been farming a little bit more. He has more CS.
Yeah, doing a little bit of that along the way.
Just able to play the map because of all the pressure they're putting with the Beastmaster and the Brood. And the fact that Liga constantly have to clean up the mess across the lanes. Now, the lead will be reduced here as Liga will take their own Tormentor. This is obviously a part of the 5k lead, and that will be a shard going the way of 1J. In this game, however, he does not have the 4-1-4 build, but a 4-4-1, so only 1 point in the Cursed Crown for the shard.
Did also notice he had 5 gems queued up. So
that is a lot of gems.
You know, has the one that's coming out to him right now, I believe, to try and help deal with this bounty, but other ones at the ready as well.
In some minutes.
Yeah.
Give him another 8 minutes, he'll buy another. Coil.
There you go. Right onto him, and
he has gems, so he'll get him.
Ba-bang. Xantic takes down the bounty, and that is exactly why you take that.
Uh-oh. Panto.
Yeah.
He did.
No way to deal with that at all. Unfortunately, no track kill.
That's true. This is actually a really strange game.
Yeah.
I feel like we're watching. It's... It's not the game I expected when I saw the picks, and I don't think it's the game the teams expected, but this is more what I was thinking. 24-minute high ground, doing some damage, forcing heroes back is mid one, and retreating safely.
I just realized Gorgon Grass is probably pretty good if you can find the spiders from Fog, because it's physical damage. It's kind of nice. Oh, 33.
Good movement.
As
He'll
they
kill his
will-
Dom creep here for a nice bounty, unless he finds a new one. No.
There it goes.
253 gold for the Willow, and it looks like it's time for El Smoko. 1J swapped it in, but well, maybe not. Maybe they need to push out the waves first. They were grouped up nicely to go for that smoke, but have some waves to take care of.
I mean,
we'll do that.
I think one of the things in what you're talking about like that early high ground that they probably wanted to get is that because of all the kills Medusa got early, because of how well the lanes went, it sort of has left them in this situation where Tundra's timings are delayed, and now like League are kind of where they're comfortable as well. So I don't know. I'm wondering if they're going to try and hit like a later timing to group together and take a fight.
What, Zantic almost found Soxa there. Panto? Yeah, I don't mind Tundra trying to play this for a later timing and believing that they can win later. I do think it is possible, but I definitely think it's plan B.
Yeah.
Their lineup was not meant to be in this position, but now it is, so they'll find the best way to try to accomplish that. And they are finding the farm and the items to make it a possibility. I still look at the Radiant lineup and I just see potential really scary combos where if something goes right, Tundra's team fight is borderline non-existent, right? Like, they have single target only.
Yeah.
Brute's going to hit a hero, they have Track, Ench is going to hit a hero, and they have Beastmaster with a single target roar. You look at the other side, late game team fights. Coil, Brambles, Terrorize combination with Black Hole, Medusa ult.
It's pretty gross.
I think the way you need to navigate fights on the Dire is a little more delicate. You need to be a bit more clever about how you approach things. And a lot of the times when it comes down to late game, ease of execution is your best friend. So that is definitely something that Tundra have to solve. But okay, are they just going to lose? They are just letting mid one take a tier 3. That is very surprising. He got that completely scot-free. And now this opens up for a potential Roche number 2. So yep, nice job from mid one, just living down here, forcing the rotation, opens up the top half of the map.
I mean, this is where things start to get pretty scary because
Yeah.
you do have that insane group up push potential, and Luna is farmed. Like, Conda done along with Mask of Madness Manta, the most farmed hero in the game right now.
1J showing. He's going to kill this courier. There's that roar.
And into that they go. They're coming through the gate. Soxa, he sees Chrysalis immediately onto him, trying to find Whitemon. Caught, killed, silence. Can they go for more? Roche only half HP now. It's 1J took a good from that one, but you can see mid one, BKB backs away, now turns to fight onto Panto, immediately jumps away from him. The tracks are starting to get built up a little bit. They get the coil now onto Luna. Has to be careful about the positioning, but look at it. The Crimson Guard, you're not doing all that much, although they lose mid one off on the side of the fight, and now Crimson and Pipe have worn off, but they turn and try and blow one up. Do they get it? Yes. Panto will die. Black Hole for the turnaround, though, and they immediately break that one. 33, still trying to live through this, but he's not going to be able to.
Oof.
Luna TP's out.
That was very close to that Zantic getting vision for Yules on the Luna TP, but yeah, that's kind of the problem right there. Tundra's fights are difficult to take. They have to find the right targets, they have to find the flanks and get the single target damage out. If anything in the teamfight plan goes wrong, step by step, Liga will just find more and more space in the fight to get together, use their auras, land a couple of key spells, and it's hard to fight back because you know the moment you group up, you're playing a losing battle. So you always have to play on these like flanks and on the outskirts with the Brute and Beast, and yep, that just wasn't good enough. That execution wasn't great. They used the Orchid on the Marcy. He doesn't find the initial kill with the, or rather on the Dark Willow, I think.
Right.
Didn't get the initial kill with Brute, so that's the Orchid out the window. He gives up his positioning as well, which is a very important piece of information for the Radiant. And then they pick them apart step by step. They find a Malefice here, they find a Coil there, find a Bramble here and there, and then it's very hard for Tundra to fight back. That's the entire lead gone. They were up 7K just a moment ago.
I mean, we did also see how good these various different auras are that you have on Tundra. The problem is they also have them on Liga. Nigma has done a great job of building up these team fight-oriented abilities.
Yep.
Rums, Crimson, Greaves. The other thing is that unlike the Pipe and Crimson...
Big Lotus, he'll live.
Unlike the Pipe and Crimson, you keep that Greaves aura the entire time compared to the barriers. As L1ga will back away from 33.
Oh, it's going to live. That is true, and it's also, you were pointing out the Crimson Guard, right? That, again, if your execution isn't clean on the Radiant side, or on the Dire side, excuse me, these auras just expire.
Yeah.
And Puck has the superior mobility, and the constant poke, speaking of which, that is a very easy kill on Ench.
Panto.
See if they can turn this around in any way. It doesn't look like they're particularly interested on Tundra and even fighting this, but maybe they will. 33.
Ready to go. He still has that Stone Gaze at the ready if they want it. Of course, the silence is there, but they do have the Manta and also the Butterfly Mix. Our Chad goes forward brazenly, but they find the kill onto Panto. Can they go for any more? The buyback comes from Marcy. Mid one backs away. BKB try to escape. They're still on top of him. He turns. Insatiable Hunger, a good amount of damage. Look at the hits from that Conda. They're trying to whittle them down around this Lucent Beam Pay, and it's kind of working a little bit. If Tundra can live through another salvo of this. But it looks like Tundra are just going to back away after the Willow kill and the buyback on the Marcy.
There could be a Blink Coil here.
Jumps, gets it. Stunned for a moment, he just ties to him. Shad does a lot with this hit. And still living for the moment. They walk in, and this Enigma hurting a whole heck of a lot. 33 is just this massive hero in front of all of them, and the track kills, they keep on coming. Toby, nowhere left to go, 4 dead. And Chrysalis, the last one left alive. Can he manage to get out of there? Goes for the TP away, and the hits, they keep on coming. They find him, they kill him. That's one time. Can they get him again? Curse Crown is out, trying to buy some time for Chrysalis to escape. The silence is there. And while the Medusa is big, she is not that big. Tundra, they come in clutch.
That time around, they got the execution right. They just kept poking and prodding and playing angles. I think the key difference... Oh,
All right, why not?
The key difference between this fight and the previous one was that mid one was able to actually find assassinations off from the tree line. He got in and found a support, hero support there, got the pressure out, and Liga weren't able to stick on the targets the way that... Okay,
oh my god.
Over?
I think so. Medusa's dead for 50. They Crimson, try and keep it alive, but they're up in their face, and I don't think they have what it takes to deal with this. Enigma does have Black Hole. He's going to look for the wraparound. Has the BK or the Blink Dagger too. They jump in with one. They need a huge one here, but they don't get it. The roar is out. Toby, not like this. They end up turning onto the Asian and force out the GG. What, 28-minute?
The last game. I mean, in a way, it was kind of strange because I think it played out in a fashion that was likely, just at a delay. And now this one is just a total curveball in multiple ways. So we get to see 33 play his Doom, which is hardly surprising, but you know, it's a little bit of a change up from what we've seen mostly today in the games that we've covered. And well, we'll probably have to wait a moment here as Liga are going for a big wraparound.
And the thing,
unsuccessful though.
The thing that you had mentioned was earlier the other day, you were kind of interested in Doom as a potential devil's bargain choice because of the bracer change, and he is deciding to go for that on 33.
Yeah, we had one Doom yesterday that went for the Gluttony facet. I think that was played by Boom for the side of Na'Vi. But yeah, I was theorizing, now that heroes are not as inclined to keep their bracers at minute 25, but rather have to sell them, you're selling your 2 bracers at a 500 gold cost.
Right.
Doom is selling them at a 50 gold cost. So if he's buying 2 bracers, this is the hero that gets punished the absolute least for that change in the patch at minute 25. And we'll see if he puts that to any use here. So, oh, Chrysalis already on top of Soxa here, opts for the skill point in Earthshock to really get some swings in here, but well, Ursa doesn't hit particularly hard without Fury Swipes, so it doesn't really amount to much. But Yeah, the Ursa against Doom matchup. Crystallis is a beast on this hero, and that lane matchup, in theory, is one of the absolute best for the Ursa. You're very strong against Doom. He's a hero that, against melee heroes, needs to stick on you for a long time, and guess what? Ursa, he's not one to step down from a brawl. And on top of that, he's also laning with a Snapfire, which makes for an even stronger lane. Tons of Magic Burst, a way for Ursa to connect on his target with the Cookie. So this, for me, is going to be a lane to watch. The Ench Doom against Ursa plus Snap, especially when you consider what happened last game, where Soxa and 33 misplayed their lane and died multiple times. They still won the game, but that lane was not pretty. This one, they need to be careful the same thing doesn't happen again, because this one they're not going to be able to recover in the same fashion.
Right. No, definitely not. It's not an easy recovery situation there. I also am kind of thinking about just the way that this game might go. And in general, with Shad now, a big part of, you know, the whirlwind thing was obviously you've got amazing ability to do like big damage in a team fight in an AoE. But the other thing that T and Lizard were sort of touching on was that it's a farming mechanism, and now you don't really have that. How concerned are you for Shad's ability to get farm in this game?
Yeah, I think that's a very big question mark. It's not like Wind Ranger carry was never played until Whirlwind, but it was more of a situational counterpick to specific matchups that you really needed to solve in that safe lane. Yeah. I can't say I'm too surprised.
Oh my god.
And it's getting even worse.
Yeah, that's a problem. A quick 2-0 there, and a little bit of a turnaround.
Oh, they also killed bot. Okay, well,
and mid?
Off to the races.
Oh, never mind.
All right, take it easy, Liga. Don't kill all three lanes at once. Okay, give them a little bit of a space here. But yeah, this lane matchup is definitely a tough one. And the difference between this one and the last game, where 33, sure, he died in lane twice, but he was able to recover nicely in the jungle and just farming with his Helm of the Dominator. Doom doesn't operate in the same way whatsoever.
Right.
This hero is very slow at jungling. You really want to have that laning presence and get at least, you know, a couple of key levels and stabilize. Let's see if they can do that now. At the very least, he has some nice creeps here, and he's trying to hold the lane, but L1ga has managed to pull the small camp and split it into half, losing 2 of the creeps there on the pull, which should lead to an inevitable push out here from 33. And once the lane gets back up to that dire tier 1 tower, that's when things get really complicated for the Doom lane once more.
Right, there's not an easy way to survive against that. They might need to try and do some more lane pull shenanigans to get things into a better situation. We'll see. Well, and in fact, miss on the scatter blast. That might have been enough right there from L1ga. But as it stands, not the case.
Well, Hill Troll being a tiny nuisance, but not too much. One of the worst creeps that Ench can find here. The break not too significant.
He has an axe too. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
And he's dead.
Oh, he berserked himself to death.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
Not quite as good as the troll hero. That does have the same accoutrement.
So now Soxa just used enchant on a melee creep, which means that there is a potential moment of opportunity here where he can't use enchant to slow down the Ursa if they were to get on top of the Doom. You have to be very wary of how you use this spell in this particular lane matchup, because the trade-off can be quite expensive on throwing it away. As Whitemon will find Panto down here, so a nice little pick for them in their safe lane for Tundra. Crystallis thinking about the turnaround, but not quite strong enough in this instance to do it. 33 with the 2 points in Scorched Earth, it makes a really big difference. It gets almost twice as good. And will be able to stand his ground as a result. But now that is on cooldown. So again, now another potential moment of opportunity. If 33 walks up to the wave now, he will be punished severely. So probably just not going to do it. And that means that Crystallis will just be able to farm up this entire wave for free.
Right.
But I mean, so far so good for the Doom, right? I was saying that, yeah, it sucks to die here. If you fall behind, it can be hard to recover in the jungle. He's got 20 CS for just raw creeps from the lane. So 33 has managed to stabilize. Now the question is, Ursa is going to get a point in overpower. And this is when this lane can start getting a little bit out of control, is if Ench uses enchant and then you get to overpower after and get on top of the Doom, I think the Scorched Earth doesn't even matter. Like, he's just going to run you down and kill you 100-0. We're going to see an attempt right now. Enchant is ready, but
takes
it's too late.
It doesn't matter.
It's already dead.
Not there quick enough.
Yeah, when the first few swings of the overpower are out already, the enchant doesn't matter anymore. You want to use it specifically to dispel the overpower when Ursa's about to go in, but that means you have to be there at the perfect time. You need to be on the spot.
And this Orb of Venom build is really nasty with this too. Going in for the phase boots next. Obviously still trying to get to that for Doom 2. We haven't really looked at the other lanes all that much, but realistically this is one of the ones that you need to keep your eyes on because it can get out of control. And really the CS doesn't tell the whole tale of it either.
No, it's a pretty comfortable position right now up top for the side of Liga.
Yeah.
Mid lane is a draw, which a slight XP advantage, I suppose, for Xantic in the side of Liga, but mid 1 is getting some nice CS on the Pango, so he's looking good there. And now the big win is bottom lane, where Tundra are absolutely crushing with the 33-7 on Shad against the 16-3 on Toby's Visage.
Whoa.
Who's behind by a full level.
Whitemon manages to get in there and can't jump out of it. Chrysalis gets to the far side now, but it's not enough. And moving in with the Tusk, they don't quite manage to connect onto that Doom. So if Tundra gets out of here with everybody,
0 kills.
Oh, that is quite rough for Liga. Tundra get away.
No way.
Damn.
Yeah, this entire sequence stems from the fact that the Tundra side are so comfortable bot, right?
Yeah.
So the reason Clockwork can rotate is that Shad is very far ahead against Toby, and Visage as a hero just isn't strong in a 1v1 when you're level 4. So the Wind Ranger is just bullying him out. Oh no.
Yeah,
he's
that's
actually
gonna
lose his wisdom. This is really, really bad for Liga.
And that's gonna give him 6. He can maybe kill him.
Oh, no.
Oh, Toby, no!
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
All right, that's just flat out a travesty. Are they going to get Panto too?
I mean,
I think they might just do it. Another power. If he could hit this power shot, nice shards. He also he has Raindrop and a lot of wands.
and meanwhile, up top, they do get 1J.
This is the makings of a stomp. Losing both wisdoms like that, being so far. Visage, level 4 minutes 7:30 with nowhere to go. There was a game somewhat similar to this at TI where 33 had a rough start on Visage in his lane, and he went and ganked mid at level 5.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't lane. So he had to do something else. Now we'll see this time around if Toby's going to find a similar angle or if they will just flat out bodyguard him with multiple heroes. They're bringing both supports now to try to bring him into the game. This feels really bad though for him.
Right.
Well, I think Panto has to walk out to the left, give full XP to Visage. They should not be sharing this. Visage has to get 6 because when you give Visage the 6, he can go jungle and you can take lane. You have to find a way of getting all your heroes level 6.
Both of them out of there. You don't have any supports to help out Chrysalis, who's now getting close to dead. He falls. They decide to rotate in and take down Whitemon. The other thing to mention, I mean, Lizard was talking about this during the draft. You know, not a hero that Toby is particularly comfortable on from his pubs and recent gameplay and stuff as well. It's even worse when you're, you know, sort of not new to a hero, but, you know, building up your comfortability with it when you have to play in a position like this when you're that far behind.
He's actually in trouble.
He's getting solo killed by an Enchantress right now. Cinderin, this is not the way this is supposed to go. He doesn't even have impetus. What in the hell?
Yeah, he has no.
Bro! Oh, Soxa just owned him.
Yeah, I just pulled him in with a Hurricane and then enchanted him, and Visage has no counterplay. So just step by step getting run down. They also kill mid at the same time. This is not looking great for Liga. Because it's one thing with the gold lead or whatever, but they're just starved for experience.
Yeah.
Both supports are level 5, which is okay, but Toby also level 5 on that Visage. You look to the other side. Ench almost level 7. Clock is level 6. Pango is level 8 in that mid lane, so he's powering up, and he has awesome heroes to play with to just really take initiative and ramp up the pace.
They go in. Whitemon finds him. Xantic out of mana, out of life. As they get that kill, the support's turning up here, and, well, Chrysalis, he dies at the other side.
Oh, wait, what are they? No, they're snowballing. Okay,
yeah, they're okay.
If they snowball Shat, they're both dead.
Chrysalis also died up top to 33 to
yeah, just as a parenthetical comment here, he got soloed by the Doom. Yeah, this is grim, man. There's no need to sugarcoat it. The Dire are actually in deep shit right now, and recovery here comes from Visage getting 6 and combining with Invoker, most likely. They're going to try it with the level 5. I think they can't kill Ench here. I don't see it.
And
he's fine.
Well, he's getting Hadoukened. All right, they're bringing in
With
more.
Tusk.
Panto.
This is... oh my god. What a tragedy.
They get the creep at least? Yes,
right.
they do. All right, creep secured. Oh no, and Chrysalis, he gets level 6, but getting pushed around by these cogs, the hook shot is out, and I mean, everybody TP'd the other lane, so Chrysalis is left on an island. Go sneak a Roche or something. Like, they gotta do something else.
All right, Visage is 6. So what I was suggesting earlier, this ideally would have happened 2 minutes ago, is that Visage gets solo experience in lane and to whatever extent possible, gets 6, and then he goes somewhere else so that the supports can get 6. Now, in the meantime, L1ga was involved in something and got 6 on him at least, so they do have the Snapfire ult, but the Tusk is still level 5 and needs to find some sort of move to bring him up to the 6 as well. I mean, the tools are there. It's not like Liga don't have stuff to deal damage and find kills, but this advantage that Tundra have is looking very, very comfortable right now. They're going to try to dive Soxa. Not the right target, but it could work.
This would be nice for him, and they do get it.
What
But
cost?
is it going to hit him? It hurts. Snowball onto the creeps. Whitemon needs to chase him down here. They throw in 33 to the mix. The focused fire from Shad. Xantic is gone. Likewise, Panto going to hit the dirt. And a 6k gold lead, even though they lose Whitemon.
33 is 1,500 net worth ahead of his counter pick.
Yeah.
He's top net worth on Doom, 5,800 to the Ursus 44. When this is your plan, when you're specifically picking an out-of-meta hero to target a lane matchup, and then you end up losing it like this, and they even killed him.
Yeah,
right? They
did.
actually were controlling that lane and doing well, but there's so much in this game that just stems from bottom lane going wrong for Liga, Clockwork's rotation to top from Whitemon, completely changed the course of this game very quickly, and they've just been rolling with it ever since. Nice cogs. Should probably... We'll see if they can find this. Nice hook shut out. He'll live.
Gets to safety. Very, very safe moves. And the entire time, I mean, you've got this Enchantress that just surpassed the Visage in terms of farm. Like, this is the state of the game right now. And yeah, it's been a catastrophe. The only sort of bright spot that you could potentially have is that I do feel like if they can manage to get the control there, Ursa's just one of those heroes that can kill anybody in the game, right? You're going to have that like single target pick-off potential that's there.
In theory, Ursa with tag team and Alacrity is a beast.
Yeah.
But his game is just not good enough. Like,
Yeah.
you need so much recovery time. This hero doesn't jungle particularly quickly when it doesn't have Battle Fury. Of course he can do it, and he kind of has to. But ultimately, what is going to be happening over the next 10 minutes is that Tundra should be expanding their lead by just farming more on the map.
Yeah, I didn't see us going Battle Fury. That's kind of rough. Yeah. Okay.
He is very far off.
Yeah.
In a good Ursa game, you have Battle Fury phase boots now, and maybe even another like 500 gold, if things go very well. Because you can imagine if the Dooms and the Ursa's net worths were inverted, right? That's where we would be at.
Yeah.
But not the case, clearly. Nice hook shot, Toby.
Another time where the
Resummon
cogs
on
are
the birds.
blocking off. And, well, Whitemon, hey, roll through. The snowball's onto him, but already dead on the Visage and the clock. Shad, need to run away. And Dispel, nicely played. That's going to be the kill that they need. Chrysalis picking that one up and maybe finding another. Mid one has gone in way far. So finally an overextension by Tundra, and it's going to be punished. As the snowball goes out, 3 very important kills. And almost has Battle Fury now.
Mid one, unfortunately, the way he was driving, he just barely couldn't turn the wheels enough to get the Wisdom Rune. But he got so focused on it that he really wanted to get that on his way out. He misses the Wisdom Rune on the turn rate. It still gets taken by Liga, and then he has no escape path because he was in so deep for it. If he dies to get that Wisdom Rune, it's like, okay, you know? It's not great because you're still a mid-core, but it could have been decent. Now he ended up just dying for nothing and giving Liga a little bit of space. Make no mistake, they're still very far behind in this game, but a little bit more of that. You give them some time. Ursa gets his Battle Fury. Visage gets an aura, and all of a sudden, perhaps there is a play. And like you said, Shad dying there is a decent infusion. for the Liga side.
Well, we'll see if they can make a couple more of those moves happen. It was a little bit dependent still upon bad misplays on the other side, and Whitemon is going to go down now. So another window here where, you know, getting the 6s on these supports for Liga, they're making some kills happen.
Step by step, baby steps. But all of this is without Crystallis involved, so he gets space. The Battle Fury will probably be completed within a minute here. Needs 400 gold for the Claymore, so if he doesn't die, that will be his to start ramping up with. Of course, there is still the concern that you could argue the Wind Ranger matchup is kind of double-edged, where whoever is ahead by an item should be favored in that matchup. If Ursa has Blink, MKB, and a Basher, you can just kill Wind Ranger 100 to 0. But if she's ahead of you, she gets Wind Run off and focus fires you and just kites you the whole fight. So definitely good news for Shad that he has this head start in that hero-to-hero matchup.
Whitemon found and not a way out of there. Another kill going their direction. And with the Soul Assumption on it, you know, things not looking terrible.
They are moving a lot of heroes together to accomplish this, but as long as they keep finding kills semi-regularly, it kind of makes up for the farm that they're losing.
Right.
Especially, as you mentioned, with Death Toll. It's a big help. Now, Crystallis. Battle Fury complete.
Yep.
17 minutes in.
So a 4,000 gold lead is what we're staring at. Blink Dagger BKB next on the docket for him. And of course, all of the big buff up abilities that we talked about going to be ready to throw onto this Ursa, which should, in theory, be able to take these heroes out. The other thing is it's not just the lane counter, but obviously, you know, you've got some status resistance shenanigans that are coming out there against the Doom, which
yeah,
can
you don't want to
useful.
Doom an enraged Ursa. That's generally not particularly great. It will do your damage of Doom faster, but the damage is mitigated by the damage reduction.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you're likely not killing him within the time frame, at least in a lot of scenarios. So you got to be a little bit careful of how to use that Doom. But if anybody in the world is experienced at Doom, it's this guy.
And this is a nice play, though. You love to see this, but immediately scanned. They know what's happening.
Telling Team Ursa is fast, though, and they don't care about the rocket flare. They're just doing it anyway.
Okay. I mean,
They'll back out.
Yeah, now they now they decide
They did manage to force like 3 TPs with this. Oh, okay, 33, jeez. So they forced 3 TPs. They do get a clean disengage here, but what's next now?
Yeah.
So Ursa is going to TP and show bot, which is telling Tundra, we are not interested in Roche anymore, and now Tundra have an effective 5v4 here if they want to. So Crystallis with this TP has just conceded Roche.
Well, they have
some sort of
a
delay.
play.
Snapfire's good here.
Panto 2, they go on in, immediately onto the Doom. 33 starts to fall, and it's not quite enough. They will get the Aegis. I thought he was going to go for a save play, but instead went a little early on that one and ends up getting punished for it. And Xantic also going to go down. I can't help but wonder if maybe that could have gone better if you instead just go for a save or a steal on the Tusk.
That fight could have flat out just been insane if they had more than 2 heroes, right?
Yeah.
Even with Ursa bot, there's still a play to be made here with 3 or 4 heroes on the side of Liga. If Invoker is a part of that, if you get an EMP tornado set up in the pit into all of the combos that they threw there, they could have got 2 or 3 kills and the Roche.
Right on a ward Shad.
But they were not doing it together.
Instead, they go for mid one. Can't get him there. Obviously, Aegis on the Wind Ranger makes her a less tasty target. And they do get the Observer ward taken out. So back up to a 6K gold lead.
Shad now very comfortable sitting on the Aegis. He has an item flying out. It is Hurricane Pike. So has a clean disengage now against Ursa. He has a Force Staff against Shards. And also a way of potentially avoiding Tornado EMP combos.
But in spite of the pretty expansive lead being held by Tundra, it's pretty clear that, you know, they're not trying to push their luck with this one at all. Very much still willing to play like a little bit of a slower pace game, get their farm on, try and, you know, continue to build up the lead that they have. What's up?
He mistimed the Tormentor play. Ursa can solo this Tormentor, but I think he used his Enrage at a slight off timing. Okay, 1J is going to TP in and give him a sal. Oh my, don't tell me. No. Oh my god, they wasted so much time.
It has 17 stacks of Fury Swipes.
Yeah, so the way Ursa generally solos the Tormentor is you get a couple of hits in, then you cast Overpower, you wait until Overpower is ready again, then you ult, get in your 6 swings, Overpower again, get in the remaining 6 swings while you're enraged. But I think Crystallis missed the timing slightly, which honestly is very surprising to me. He's an Ursa expert, right?
Yeah.
He must have made this play many times, but just slightly off there. Either he was off on the timing or it wasn't possible. Now they're going to try again with a Solar Crest, and he's going to kill 1J. All right. And he's going to take the Wisdom Rune as well.
Nice. Sick.
He got wiser.
Yeah. Sorry, 1J. It's okay, though.
Yeah.
It's all for the greater good. He got the shard, right?
No.
Oh, no. He
It
didn't.
went untouched.
Okay. All right.
He got absolutely nothing.
Well, a quick trip to the fountain never hurt anybody. As Tundra smoke up now, heading through the river. The Blink Dagger Diffusal Blade done on mid 1. And obviously a great target if they could manage to find that Ursa, who they scan. It hits. He is backing away, though. And it looks like should be able to dodge that gank that was coming his way. Nicely played.
And there's nothing else to claim over here for the side of Tundra. There's no Tormentor, there's no Wisdom Rune, so this smoke effectively doesn't really give them anything except position on mid. We'll see if they want to try to commit for this tower.
How have you been feeling about the focus fire?
I mean, so far so good. I don't know with the exact new numbers that you have on the Whirlwind if it's just never a thing or sometimes a thing.
Right.
I think the bigger question is that I would be interested in is what prompted the pick.
Yeah.
Right, because I didn't see any heroes at the time for the side of Liga that made me think, hell yeah, Windranger carry. It's like, is the Visage matchup just that good? Is that what you're looking for? That lane matchup just awesome? You just get away with it? Or
Well, I think Crystallis is dead now.
He is getting doomed.
Yep, it's down immediately onto him in mid 1, getting a lot of the Fury Swipes, but no. Still, he tried to steal that one
Nice
on
try.
mid 1. Shards to get away. Shad, Shackle, not going to latch, but Soxa onto him. Tries to get away, but not going to happen either. Now 10k gold lead. And just a random death like that on the Ursa really hurts, I feel like.
It very quickly snowballs. Keep in mind, all of Tundra are farming in the meantime.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose White Mon isn't... Oh, hang on. Soxa.
Jumps in, jumps out. Soxa dead, but it's going to come at a cost now for him.
Shad's Aegis just expired. He needs to be a little bit careful here.
Didn't get the full regen off of it in time. And, well, they still have enough to take down 1J. And then the big swipe through. Mid 1 kills off both Bird and Bird. The big one and the little one. As White Mon for staff get away.
Yeah, these top 3 net worths look very, very comfortable for the side of Tundra. I think this is the best in terms of just raw net worth game that we've seen from mid 1 as well. I feel like in some of their games he's been trailing a little bit behind what you would maybe expect out of the game state he's had in some of the cases, but this time around the farm is definitely there. He's 4-1 and 6. He has the same net worth basically as the Windranger and the Doom, so very comfortably sitting on top 3. And as we've talked about, the Visage is just trailing by an obscene amount right now with a 5k deficit. And I genuinely feel like what makes Visage a powerful hero in Pro Dota right now is death toll. And that also, by extension, means that, well, if you do fail to find early mid-game kills, I just think the hero isn't particularly appealing. And that's what's happened in this game. He lost his lane. He didn't really find many kills early on with the death toll. And sure, it can help you recover a little bit, but this is not a recovery hero. as far as I'm concerned. This is a hero that plays from ahead.
Well, and
Smoke play from Liga, looking for an angle. They see mid 1, but they're going to go on 33, insta BKB.
and backs away. Now the Doom onto the Ursa, trying to run out of there. Mid 1 also gets a little bit of separation. Doom wears out.
No kills. Important haste rune there from mid 1. I think he dies without it.
Yeah. I'm also just looking at this Enchantress just getting bigger and bigger, and they really don't have a ton of great answers for her, I feel like. I mean, I guess they're kisses. But, I mean, if you're using Ursa to beat down on Enchantress, it's not really great.
As soon as she gets Pike, she's a difficult kill. The reason she died last time was that she had no repositioning tool. But the next time that fight comes around, the Pike will be available for Saksa. Bottom tower is down. Crystallis will take the first tower of the game for Liga. 26 minutes in with a Visage lineup.
Yeah.
They claim their first tower now. Definitely not what was planned, but might find a little snack here. They will.
And
Tag team does a ton of damage with Invoker.
33 finds his target, though, and now the latch on. Focus Fire dodges the Deafening Blast, still dead on Panto. As Toby trying to get away, but won't be able to. This Rolling Thunder does a heck of a lot, and yeah, the hits come on in. Mid 1 takes him down.
33 knows that Xantic is here. He got touched by the Ghost Walk, but does not have any detection on him. Otherwise, that could have potentially led to an additional kill.
And every time it feels like something goes good, like that Whitemon kill, it's just sort of undercut by everything that happens afterwards because you have to commit so much to get those.
It's hard for them to just get hit and run kills when the enemy team has so good counterplay options. Pango Diffusal, Clockwork Hookshot. A Blink Doom is probably just a kill, and Wind Ranger is obviously super fast, so you really need to... Oh, something like this could be a good start. Saksa.
Not gonna survive.
Still no Pike. Now he has it.
I mean...
Would have been nice to have it on him there.
And to be honest, the fact that like his net worth is kind of working against him now, right? All of that gold going into the coffers of the side of Liga,
Yeah.
it's kind of good for him.
Never say never. It's still a tough battle, but they're getting some key items. The BKB now picked up for Ursa. Could be a big help. Curious to see where he goes from here. So it is the Bash. I'm assuming it's just Basher MKB, right?
Yeah.
That would be the standard approach probably to solve the Wind Ranger here.
Seems likely.
Wisdom Rune is secured here for Xantic. He has his own Pike Witchblade. I assume we're going to see a BKB from him as well. No, it's going to be the Lincolns for now. Trying to solve that Doom / Focus Fire issue. There are a decent amount of Lincoln's breaks on the Radiant, though. They have 4 Staff Yules. Doom could get a different creep if he wants, of course, but for now he has the War Stomp.
Right.
Diffusal from Pango. They can break the Lincolns in a multitude of ways, so I don't know if this is the right choice, but he is committed already. It's tempting. You're in a universal hero, right? You really want to get universal stuff whenever possible, so that, especially when you're playing right-click Invoker here, you want to get that value. Smoke up from Tundra, 5-man. Looking for a wrap.
See if they can find up here top side. It's the Snapfire. An Illusion of Tusk could be a...
This Rocket Flare could be very big.
Shiva's immediately onto him. Xantic, Panto nearby. They have the snowball save if they want, but the impetus shot's coming out. Now mid 1 rolls on through, finds one and another. Whitemon connecting and taking down Toby too. They jump in with 33. That's the BKB. They want to try and control him, but the Doom turnaround just right on top of Ursa. Oh, they're just getting picked apart here. One by one, they're all falling apart
He's
as they'll chase down this Ursa. They move in with the Tusk, but it's not going to be enough for the save as the snowball comes out, but all 5 die and nothing gained in return.
Crystallis in general in this game has been pretty good at using his Enrage when he gets doomed, but eventually it is going to catch you off guard. You can't always nail it.
Yeah.
And that one was a big one. 33 recognized that he doomed him outside of Enrage, and he just ran him into the base.
Yeah.
Just kept chasing, and that's a full-on clean team wipe at minimal expense for the side of Tundra. See there, 5,000 gold and 9,000 experience gained. Now Roche next on the menu. If they take this one away from the Ursa,
Yeah, this is
you
really
would think
nice.
it's smooth sailing from here on out with this Aegis in hand.
They move to take this one away. They do smoke up immediately on the Tusk and the Invoker. Sunstrike scouts out what's going on. And in fact, Panto is there. Hold on a second now. Maybe another opportunity to go on in. Jumps forward, spots it. Roche still pretty low, but not low enough that it's going to end up mattering. So they're just going to lose Panto. And
well, he did make him roar.
yeah, that's true.
Anyone want the banner? No?
It's a garbage item.
Come on.
You can't even. All right, he goes back for it now.
All right.
No, the banner's better. You're right. It's a lot better.
Banner's quite good now.
Also, I think, well, I guess they have Snapfire, though, so makes it a little bad.
Yeah, still. It's definitely still a thing. Then Snapfire goes and tries to hit the banner, you hookshot her, you build a fight out of it.
Saksa trying to survive as mid one comes in. They get the Force Staff down to the low ground, and now Invoker stunned, catapulted down to death, and, well, he is going to die. Now they also lift up the Ursa. The Yule Scepters are absolute destruction. There's nowhere left to go. It just feels like being torn asunder.
Yeah. Theoretically speaking, this is now a very easy game for the Radiant. If you keep moving around together, if you keep finding the initiation with your Clockwork or with your Pango, you reserve your Doom for a target of your choice, either dooming Invoker or, of course, dooming the Ursa, as we've seen him do countless times.
Now the bot's in.
In this case,
Yeah.
grab yourself a little Snapfire snack, a snack fire, if you will. I don't actually know if he's dead here. He is.
Oh, they timed it. I mean,
Yep.
that's really good by 33. Oh, tried to deny the Ancients too, but not going to happen. Well, 4 dead across the map. Bots level 2, pretty good for 33. As
22K.
Tundra have just looked exceptional. I mean, the first game was kind of crazy, and it felt like there was multiple moments where they weren't going to be able to do it. But regardless, we're in a situation now where game 3, it is feeling like it is fully in their hands.
Yeah, for sure. The main difference between this game and the previous two is how well the early stage of the game went for them.
Right.
Despite the Doom dying top, afterwards they regrouped, they solved the lane, they brought the Clockwork up there, they got Doom an awesome game, the Pango was doing great mid against Invoker, they're totally free farming their Windranger against the Visage. And it's not only that they're doing well, it's that they're doing it against Visage in particular. I feel like this hero just suffers way too much from being bullied this hard in lane. And Liga weren't able to alleviate the pressure, so effectively Tobias just played the game from behind, start to what is probably going to be a finish soon, unless they find some miraculous sort of team fight. Trying to wrap my head around what they can do to set it up. Maybe something along the lines of getting a good shard catch.
Like,
And
that
then
moment
bursting a hero with Ursa, building it up.
That moment right there felt like it could have been one, where like they're coming to take your Tormentor, they've used a focus fire, they're going to be low HP, but like...
They still have Aegis, and you need to realize they're doing it. There's a lot of...
I mean, yeah, it's impossible to try and find that moment,
well,
but...
That's a little bit of a freebie from Shad here.
Yeah. Unless he lives, and they all don't. Because Sox is starting to hit like a carry now, too. 1J dies on a killing spree as this Enchantress. Shad very, very low with the Aegis. They want to bring him down. In fact, they will. Okay, Chrysalis, BKB used, but now the hookshot connection, and, well, kisses coming from on high will be enough to take down one. After the buyback comes from 1J, mid one jumps in, wanted to find something. Does manage to get out after the fact, though.
Okay. A little bit awkward there, but they do get the buyback out of the Snapfire. So all in all, a decent result for the side of Tundra. With how that started out, could have potentially given a couple of kills over to Liga, but they minimized the casualties. The Windranger playing very aggressively, didn't even die the first time until way later than walking into the base. Now they don't have Aegis now. But they will get themselves another shard. Let's see who grabs this one. It'll be the White Mon Jetpack.
Very good, very good.
Okay. Crystal is, as well as Panto, looking to connect with that Xantic, but looks like this play is over unless, well, they have a ward. There's no Doom.
Okay. But they're still on to Xantic. And now
They're just selling him.
He is in a really bad spot.
Well, I thought they were setting something up there, but they did not feel comfortable after all, and they will just let him die.
Yeah.
Outnumbered.
Scary stuff at this point in the game. And scarier still is that, you know, this is all done without Aegis. Every hero except for Whitemon right now is on a kill streak for the side of Tundra. Things have really not gone well for League over the last little bit. And, well, that's just going to be another one brought down. Panto going to die. Godlike 33.
It's not done.
Oh, and there's another one. Yep. Okay.
Kill some birds.
Ahead of the Invoker in net worth. And Clockwork's starting to catch up to Visage.
Soxa now has a Moon Shard
Yeah.
to go with his Pike and Solar Crest. Yeah. 31K. Let's see how big does number go.
Number
Here goes
big.
the banner.
If Liga buy a Rapier, it might go bigger. Not sure if that's going to be really on the docket, though. 33. Thought about going in for that one. Does have Doom at the ready.
Forced out the Pike. He knows that there's the Lincolns as well that he has to deal with, so more so than anything, just gathering info with that aggressive play. Canceled his travels toward top. Was thinking about maybe looking at the Ursa, but saw the TP coming back from Crystallis, so that play was not a possibility.
Banner going down.
Yep. Nice little gold there for Xantic. Starting to work on a Manta style on the Invoker.
Okay.
Okay. Offensive Force Staff into Cogs.
Pretty cool play, and gets pushed over to the side, and now the hook shot in, and nowhere left to go. The rainbows go out.
Shackle.
Oh my god. The latch is there, and Xantic getting demolished. Doom, he's dead. He's in the fountain and can't do anything. Shad, BKB. I mean, they could buy back, but I don't think you're going to get anything out of a buyback here.
Well, the alternative is to lose the game, so, you know.
Okay,
You gotta,
that's fair.
You gotta do the lesser evil here.
Yep, maybe an opportunity. Misses on the hook shot. Signs of life. Now the snowball.
Okay.
And there's the blink out, but focus fire is done. And now Shad gets bashed, gets hit,
Nice
but he gets
Yule.
away. The Yules and the Glimmer, and Chrysalis
All right.
is dead. It's time to call it, Liga. This game is over.
All right, I take it back. Either you lose or you buy back and lose.
Yes.
So, but hey,
Gotta take